All right, everyone. Hey, Woody Johnson. Yeah, I checked my mail. I sent you the link. And Gerald, let me get on and let me open with your introduction. Come in. You're welcome to come in. Let's share Discord. And where is Discord? There it is. So present. Wait, I didn't check audio. I need to check audio. Oh, CPU is high. That's not good. How is the audio? YouTube. Ta-dee, na 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 na. Na, 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 na. Yeah, we got good audio. All right, man. Dendo and Greg show waiting room. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we can hear you, says Suka. That's terrific. Just came back from spending a couple of hours with my owner, preparing for the move, probably next weekend. Joseph Palmer, hey Mr. Slave, hope your day was good. Yeah, I spent a couple of hours with my owner. We actually had dinner together at a Chinese restaurant, and then she went to the bathroom, and I waited for her. So the manager comes to me and says, "Are you done with us?" I said, "No, I'm waiting for my friend." So she looks at me, she twists her face, and she goes, "I think your daughter, not your friend," or something like that. Anyway, I didn't know what to say. I was like, I had to think. Wait, what do I say to that? What's because it's right next to her. You know, she eats there all the time. So like, I don't know what to say. Jesus, I guess that's how we should always introduce ourselves. That she's my daughter. I actually used to do this with ex girlfriends because I'm old and my girlfriends many times are super young. So I could even say she's my granddaughter. All right. So Suzuka says, I'm surprised you don't have the StreamYard link pinned yet. Oh, I didn't pin it? Oh, that's a terrible thing. How could I have done that? Oh my God, I didn't. Thank you for letting me know. That is terrible, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. It was never there in the first place. Thank you for letting me know. Pin. Let's read some more comments. Man, Dandon says, Mr. Slave, do you experiment with cuckoldry? No, I fantasize. It's my fantasy. Like when I watch porn, it's whoa, that was loud. Hey, Jay, when I watch porn, yeah, cuckoldry is awesome.
All
It's
right, Mr. Slave. I gotta practice for when I start my own channel and StreamYard and everything. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend to be you.
What's up, Slave?
okay.
All
Hey,
right,
what's up,
ready?
Woody Johnson? So the first thing, J Rock, is every time someone joins, you welcome them.
Okay, I just can't see who they are because the comment is blocking who they are. There.
Oh, you
Okay,
can't
there.
see the bottom. Oh, because you're not, you don't have permissions. Okay.
Yeah. So
Go on.
okay, first off, welcome to Woody Johnson, and I wanna do your introduction.
Go ahead.
Bam. We is live. Let's see
We
who's.
is live.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Bam! Ba-boom!
Ba-boom. Wait, let me finish reading some more comments. So Tay Burn says, "Hey slave," and I put the link, and Alex is slave bull. I don't know what you mean, Mandandon. All right. Anyway, so we shared. Oh, we have somebody else. Oh, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable. How are you?
We is live.
Yes.
That
You,
is
We
correct.
is live.
Mr. Slave, you started a tradition now.
It's a
I'm sorry.
tradition.
I'm sorry.
Wait. Somebody's mic uh is making noise. I think it was uncomfortable. I think your mic was weird. You want to try it again?
Is that my mic?
Yeah, it's okay now. I guess before it was weird. Anyway, you guys want me to try and go to Discord and see if we can debate someone, or anybody wants to bring up topics? What's your
No,
preference?
I'd rather we just talk amongst ourselves about the woke mind virus.
Oh, I mean, I also this is lit. Thank you, Mandando. Um, yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, the amazing thing is that it's not a virus. It's just rationality. It's like Alex. I mean, Alex betrayed me, but that's rational. I mean, you see, he's doing very well. I mean, it didn't hurt him. Maybe I don't know, maybe a little bit, but it gave him drama, and he sells drama. So Go says Slave is starting to create his army, and Woody Johnson says Subman Dandon. Yeah. That's how an army is created. I'm a little bit terrified of creating an army
I'm just
because
here to chill. Slave knows my point of view on his lifestyle, so I'm just here to chill.
who wait, who's speaking? I can't see who's speaking.
It's Woody Johnson.
Okay, yeah, now I can see better. I know. I don't remember your opinion about my lifestyle. What do you mean?
Uh, so so your ideas and topics that you do talk about sometimes are definitely interesting, but remember I told you that your lifestyle is repulsive to me.
I don't remember. What part of my lifestyle?
Being a slave, worshipping, uh, what else?
Wait, let's take it once. Let's separate variables. So being a slave just means that you're an extreme gentleman. That's all it means.
Well, I disagree with that, slave.
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm, that's what I mean when I say slave. It's just extreme, being an extreme gentleman. That's all it is.
A supreme gentleman or extreme gentleman?
Extreme, an extreme gentleman. Like you are a gentleman to the woman in your life in an extreme way.
Slave, you're literally like a carpet for every woman that you have encounters or any personal relationship with.
Not really. You see, I banned Ashley, I banned Sarah, so that's
But
not
you
so.
but you do know how you end up apologizing when it comes to let's say other male associates. Whenever you're interacting with anybody, that it's a hard point to define or talk about. But with females, you're just willing to apologize if they
Wait,
if they seem to be upset for minuscule matters.
well, I treat women with silk gloves, obviously. Obviously. I
Right.
mean, so that's just basically a strategy to get women to like you. I mean, that's all. It's a special type. I don't like women who like being abused. Yeah, I don't want them in my life. And women who like being courted, who like being treated like ladies, who like being flattered, and who like being treated like queens and princesses. Yeah, I want them in my life. Like
Say,
an
aside from being fetish, I definitely think that most of these problems do stem down or begin from your childhood, your uprising,
I
right?
don't.
So,
How do you
I
know
mean, in my,
that? What's your evidence?
well, you were pretty clear on Ashley smashed Lee's stream when you first started. Remember?
Wait, your audio becomes like weak, like you moved away from the mic or something?
Is it better now?
Much better.
Okay, I don't, it's a Bluetooth, so
Yeah,
hopefully stays like that.
Bluetooth is terrible. Yeah. Bluetooth doesn't work.
But it's working now. Sometimes it trips up
For,
and
eh,
down.
for me, I'm an engineer, so if it doesn't always work perfectly, then it doesn't work, period.
I
That's how I
agree.
define, yeah. If you c-
But
if it's not 100% reliable, then it's 0% useful.
So I thought you were a neuroscientist or neurologist or something like that before.
Yeah, I'm many things.
You're a professional online scholar.
No, that's yeah, maybe. I'm many things. I guess I'm that too. Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
I mean, I don't like tooting my own horn. I don't want to claim to be like a scholar. It sounds like pompous and haughty and self-grandizing. I don't like that. I want to be humble, so I'm a dummy dum dum. Maybe a little bit less dummy dum dum than most people, but still kind of a dummy dum dum.
Stupid smart guy.
Not well, not even like I think Plato, Aristotle, they said like know thyself, like know that you're dumb. Be aware that we're all dumb, especially because when you study the brain, it's a complete mess. So that thing that is talking to you right now, it's a complete mess. I mean, in general, human brains are a complete mess. The way they work, it's basically like democracy. It's a complete mess. It's like clans fighting with each other, and nothing makes sense. And then out of that comes like like a decision comes out, and then a justification for the decision. It's not like there was a real debate. There's never a real debate. It's who knows how we arrive at decisions. It's like, yeah,
Well, we can always conclude to what we know of. Yeah, we don't know everything, but there's few things that we do know of, and we might have good evidence for that. Aside from space, because nobody has gone to as further out as we know of, it's the moon, right? But nobody has physically gone further out in space, so we can at least talk about general knowledge of what everybody's aware of, what's something that we can observe on
right.
a physical level.
Right, but always, but the trick is to be aware of of the limitations of our observations. First of all, be aware of the fact that you might be in a simulation. You never know. So yeah, you have
Yeah,
to
we
take
might
that.
be,
Yeah, we might be. Now, this "we might be" is wrong. I wouldn't say that. You might be, or I
or
might
you
be.
might be.
Right. If I'm in a simulation, then everybody else is an NPC, most likely. Everybody else is background. So this
So if we
simulate,
fall from a high rise and end up dead, would that still count as being in a simulation?
I guess, then you get out of if you are in a simulation, then the simulation either stops or they, I don't know. I don't know what then you go into, the next layer. Maybe it's multi-layer simulation. Maybe it's a simulation in a simulation. Who knows? I'm just saying, look, we don't know. Ultimately, we don't know. It's important to know
Agree.
that. Just keep it in mind. I'm just, just letting you know. Just
Yeah,
keep it in
agree.
mind.
There's no
Now,
connection after death or where we go or what could have been.
right, we don't know. Now, when you study physics, the more you study physics, the more it seems like someone wrote a script for this universe. It's such a bizarre place. Like, very few laws of nature give you this crazy place. I mean, like especially black holes. When you start thinking about black holes, I spend a lot of time thinking about black holes. It's I mean, it's infinite. Like you can go so deep into it. It's like the multiverse, and then quantum mechanics. We have no idea what's going on there. We simply have no idea what's going on there. The brain happens to be the easiest problem, for me at least. But 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 it looks like this universe is manufactured. It it's it's it looks like someone wrote a script for this universe. That's how bizarre it seems to me. The more I study, the more I think about especially physics, astrophysics. Anyway, so just be aware, and now you have to be aware of your um, observation. So you, at the end of the day, you're using your emotions. Seeing is an emotion. I mean, you're using your senses. Senses are the same circuits in your brain as your emotions. You're using. At the end of the day, the person that runs an experiment at the LHC, the big hadron collider, large hadron collider, a multi-billion-dollar experiment. At the end of the day, it's his eyes. He uses his eyes, his hands, uses his senses to take in the information. So he's relying on his senses. So it's subjective. So all the knowledge that we can gain in this universe
Okay, so
is
it's that's not subjective. That is objective, because it's not just the one scientist observing this and it's passed down. There's multiple scientists that are observing this, and it is physical because it is observable, unlike the black hole, which we might
but
never reach.
wait, but remember that you might be in a matrix, right?
Yeah,
So
okay, we could be, right? But physically, this is what we can observe, right? Or are we still pretending to let's be in the Matrix?
no,
Yes, there might be no evidence for that, or we could be, but we do have observable reality.
but you don't know. All you have is your eyes. Oh, as Morpheus said, if reality is just signals, electromagnetic things, it's not even. Is it electromagnetic?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're not in the Matrix as much
you
as
don't.
we
How do
know,
you
right?
know? But how do you know? You don't
I
know.
don't know, but it's not a wide open experience. Maybe a few, but I don't know if anybody else has seen the Matrix, or is there?
No,
Is
the
there
point
anybody
is
amongst us?
no, the point is you can never know if you are in the matrix. I can never know if I'm in the matrix. It's unknowable. It is unknowable. Even if
It's
I
only
wake,
so if we were, it would be for the few that have, right? And
how
none
do you
of us
know?
amongst us,
How do you know?
nobody amongst us, they have
How,
not
how do you
witnessed the
know?
Matrix if that's there.
Okay,
Well, because
if
nobody amongst us has any evidence or talks
right,
about that they have witnessed the Matrix,
it doesn't
so they
matter.
haven't.
But you can. It's unknowable. How can you ever know that you are in a matrix?
It's knowable until somebody comes along and talks about this.
You cannot trust them. That's an appeal to authority. You cannot trust. At the end of the day, you need to decide, and there's no way you can decide. And
Well,
even if you, hmm
Well, there's no deciding if for example there's been so many recorded alien abductions, right? More than 100. I think it's between 100 and 200 alien abductions and similar witnesses that talked about their experience. So that is a better likelihood of actual reality than even somebody experiencing the Matrix, right? We
no,
have a
because
better chance because there's more than 100
no, I'm not
alien abduction witnesses.
fine. Even if I agree, the point is you can never know if you are in a matrix.
Well, I agree with your point, but until we don't, we can still move on with our life accordingly, right?
I'm not saying not to move on. I'm just saying that it's all subjective. All the information you're taking
There's some
in,
objective truth,
nothing.
as we can
Name one.
observe.
Name one.
The sky is blue.
But okay,
Humans do not have the ability to breathe
wait,
underwater.
wait, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, let's take the sky is blue. So, right, you think the sky is blue, but maybe you're in a matrix and there is no sky, and even the color blue doesn't exist in the reality of the real world, in the desert of the real.
So there's if there's more than 10 witnesses, doesn't that make that objective? Because
No,
all of them have the same level of vision.
no, even 10
Yes.
trillion. It's subjective to the 10 trillion.
Yes, but we are the apex predator. We
And
are
by
the
the
ones who
way,
determine.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's called ad populum logical fallacy. The fact that a trillion people might say something means absolutely nothing. You need to bring evidence. You need to convince yourself of a truth.
Yes, but
If
we have evidence of different colors. And most people selectively now there's now whatever you will call this,
no,
but there is a mass belief that yes, it is still a belief because we can all read that something is blue or red.
okay, every time you say we, you don't know that I exist, right? You don't know. You might be in a matrix. I might be an NPC, so you don't know that I exist. So you need
We agreed on that, right? There's no 100% of proving that or disproving that.
right.
So bringing that point up is redundant.
No, but I'm saying all your knowledge of this universe is is subjective knowledge. You don't know
As
if
look, as far
anything.
as our knowledge go, it's objective. When there's a collective that can observe,
But
and
I'm asking you, give me an example of objective reality. You said
I
the
just
sky
did.
is right. I'm saying you're saying the sky is blue. I'm saying, but maybe you're in the matrix, right? So
Yeah, but we talked
that's
about that we could be.
but
There was two. I gave you two examples, right? There hasn't been more than let's say you're one a witness for maybe realizing we might be in a matrix.
in a logical discussion there are no witnesses. You don't care about witnesses.
So
We're
if you're
doing
talking
with
about a logical discussion, nobody
yes.
ever claimed for having witnessed the matrix or going through the
It does
matrix.
it doesn't mean anything. The question is, can you be sure that you're not in the matrix? Yes or no?
You can never be sure, and you cannot prove
Fine.
or
The,
disapprove.
right. Now, if you're in the matrix, could it be that there is no sky and there is no blue?
If this is the reality that we're living in, then yes. But if it's not the reality, if we have the observability, if we have the capability of going above the skies, going above the horizon or the ozone layers, discovering that there's 4 to 6 different level of ozone layers that we witness, that we have vision to observe, when you go further higher,
Have
you
you
see
gone
that
there?
space.
Have you gone there
I personally
yourself?
haven't gone there
So
other
you're
than
relying then it's you're relying on hearsay.
yes,
You're relying on
yes,
rumors.
yes, because
Ignore
that's
that.
the only way. That's the only way we can
No.
go further.
No, I'm interested in absolute truth. I'm only interested in absolute truth.
But
Wait,
you would
wait.
never know. You would never know what the absolute truth is, other than what your observable reality teaches you.
No, I mean, like for example, the truth is that I might be in the matrix. That is a true statement. That is
You
more or
might
less
be, yes.
right. Now, the entire universe, I am observing this entire universe between my ears, in my senses, in my subjective. The universe exists in my subjective experience only. That's a true statement. I have no knowledge of anything objective. That's a true statement.
Objectivity, look, there is a limit to even this logic, right? Objectivity builds upon not just one but many's observation, and we collectively are humans. So if you have experience and somebody else has a similar experience and then they confirm it, it goes to a billion to 7 billion. That's what the objective reality is for us. Now if there is further higher beings that come and prove that we might be wrong, then it is a subjective reality. But until then, there is objective truths.
Wait, so your definition of objective truth is a vote of 7 billion people?
Yes, that is correct.
That is literally a logical fallacy. It's called the ed populum logical fallacy. The numbers
Okay,
mean
so
nothing.
okay, even if the numbers, let's say, I'll take you for that, right? If the
Okay.
numbers don't mean nothing, then there's nothing else to be built upon.
Fine, that's what I'm saying.
We can pretend to be living in the matrix or a
No,
simulation. This is a
no,
theory brought by other scientists. Other than
no.
that, you would never even thought of that this might be a simulation. Aside from the Matrix movie, you would have never thought of we might be in the Matrix. That is
That's
a
not
good
true.
possibility.
That's not
Yes.
true. No, even years before The Matrix, first of all, there was another movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's called Total Recall, which actually The Matrix is based on Total Recall. In Total Recall, they do the same thing. They give you, you go on a like adventure to Mars. They just implant the memory. So you live the memory, and the red pill actually was in Total Recall. I mean, whatever brothers sisters, they stole the red pill from there. So even that's not true. Now, even before then, when I was very young, there was a series on television called Taxi, and there was a homeless guy. I don't know if it was like a police officer who was pretending to be homeless, and at one point he was having a discussion, and he was like suddenly became a philosopher, and he said, Could it be that your entire life is just a cosmic dream? So I heard that when I was really young. So, and I don't think it's the first time. Like many times, like you have a dream and the dream is so real and you wake up and, sometimes you cannot wake up from the dream and you don't, just like Morpheus said, you cannot tell the dream from reality. You don't need to hear it from anyone because sometimes you have very real dreams. And so even that's not true. But even if it's true that what you're saying, I would not have thought of it if I didn't hear about it. So what? But now that I've heard about it, it's plausible that we might be living in a simulation or in some sort of a cosmic dream
But
or
the
whatever.
superior observation, the superior senses when they come on is not being on LSD or being on ayahuasca. In the end, you return to your reality in the stage in the body that you're in now. So this is the only thing that you can go off
How
of.
do you
There
know
could be
that?
many
How do you
theories
know? How do you
because we're all
know?
living it.
How do you know? How do you know? You don't
Because
know.
everybody's living it. It's not just me
How do you
living this
know? How
reality.
do you know? How do you know anyone exists besides you? How do you know?
So if you're going to but has evidence for this,
I
I
don't
would say
need
the
evidence.
evidence.
I'm just asking. How do you know? You're not
Yes,
answering.
I'm elaborating on that,
Okay.
right? So subjective reality would be the one person's point of view. When there's many people that claim similar colors
How do
or
you know
or
they exist?
reality,
How do you know they even exist? And you're going back to the Ed Populum logical
because you can
fallacy.
feel them, you can touch them, you can see them, and you
But
can hear
just
them
like
and smell them.
Morpheus explained, if real is what you mean by the interpretation of your brains of electrical signals, then I don't remember the end of the sentence. But what is real? Real is just an interpretation of, your brain interprets electrical signals. That's actually not true. It's chemical signals. Electrical is internal to neuron communication, but never mind. It's never electrical, it's always chemical. Never mind. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. So it's you look, you don't know. At the end of the day, you don't know. I
I mean,
don't
I,
even
I agree, but I,
yeah.
I agree with your overall statement that yes, we might never know, but what we do know is from our observable reality. That's what we do know.
Why do you keep saying we when you don't know
We
that
as a
this
collective,
how do you
as
know we exist? I
humans,
keep asking, how do you know we exist? You'd never answer. How do
I
you
don't know how many
beside
times do I gotta say the same
yeah.
thing, Slave, because I did provide evidence. Now you're going to very, very small semantics of that it's not provable, that it's the statement of 7 billion people, right? This is all that you
How do
have
you
to
know
work
they
off of
exist? How do you know they exist? Ed popular look, okay, stop,
because of
stop.
your senses.
Okay, let's bring up ad populum logical fallacy. One second, hold on. Let's do this. So ad populum logical fallacy. All right. So the ad populum argument fallacy. It consists of appealing to the popularity of an argument to conclude that it is true for this reason alone without reviewing its content. Telling me that 7 billion people say something is completely insignificant. You just need to present your evidence. And what people say, what you say, people say, I don't care. First of all, they say,
Okay, so how are you supposed to prove? How else are you supposed to prove that? Okay, so that mentally sorry, by our visions that we see the color blue. How are you supposed to prove that?
oh, wait, I wasn't sharing the screen? Jesus Christ. Right, so there it is. Just let me repeat. So the ad populum fallacy, it consists of appealing to the popularity of an argument to conclude that it is true for this reason alone without reviewing its content. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do understand this
Okay.
because we're working on very simple, realistic examples.
All right, but it doesn't mean anything to tell me what 7 billion people say. You might as well tell me what 7 billion cockroaches
Well,
say.
we talked about the absolute truth, right? And
Right.
there might be deeper truths to that, but we, as far as we can see or mentally think, this is as far as we could go. You cannot go beyond this unless there's a higher being to prove you wrong otherwise.
No, it doesn't. No,
Until
no,
then,
no, 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 no. Even a high. I don't care about a higher being. I don't care.
right,
I
but
need.
until then,
No, it's unknowable. It's unknowable. Even if I wake up from the matrix, oh, there's a matrix. I'm up in reality. No, you don't know. You might be in just another layer of the matrix. It might be multi-layered.
yeah,
And
it
if you
could
wake
be,
up, hmm
but it could be slave. But then it's like, okay, this is the reality that you're living
you
in.
don't know. You don't.
You
My
don't
point
know,
is,
but
my point, listen to my point. My point is I am a truth seeker. I seek the truth, the absolute truth, not the fake truth, not the 1 + 1 = 2. I want the truth. And the truth is that we cannot know anything. And basically everything is unknowable. That is the truth. That basically everything is unknowable. That is the truth.
but do you understand that whatever absolute truth that you're going after, it can only be observed in our reality, and we don't know there could be a higher reality or a
No,
deeper reality.
if it's observed, then it's subjective. And if it's
It's
subjective,
objective. It's
you don't
objective. It
no,
has a collective
look, if
evidence.
look, if I'm experiencing it, then it is subjective.
If
And
you're experiencing it, but what
yes,
if majority of the world
how do
experiences
you
the
know the
same
world
similar?
exists? How do you know? Maybe it's fake. How do you know?
Well,
You don't know
because of our
that.
senses.
No, you
Yes,
don't
we
know.
do
You
know that.
don't. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know I exist?
We can observe lesser
How do you know
beings.
I exist? So how do you know I exist? I might be a part of
You
the
might be a
simulation.
robot controlled by the actual Mr. Slave.
I might be an NPC in the simulation that you are now living through. How do you know I'm not?
Well, even if you are an NPC, maybe you're demonstrating above average intelligence as an NPC, and maybe I decide to interact with this.
But you're relying. Look, in this simulation, whoever whoever built the simulation, whoever covered your
But we don't
eyes.
have any proof of that. Do you
One
have any
second.
proof of that?
One second. One second. I That's the point. The point is we don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to
Yes, we
demonstrate
agreed
to you.
upon that.
So that done. Okay, then
No,
we have
we agreed upon that, but you're dragging this on for whatever reason. I laid out my points, I laid out my proof,
no,
and I said that maybe the absolute truth is unreachable, especially for us humans.
no.
And
It is unreachable. Not maybe. It is unreachable because of this question mark. We cannot attain absolute
so
truth.
what if we went at one point in time we reach unity, right? That we convert ourselves. Maybe we're advanced enough that we convert ourselves into a one being, right? And which we are able
It doesn't
to
matter.
travel. No,
You
it
are
does matter
you
because
are
that is a singularity. Once we as a humanity, one day we might reach that singularity point, or if there is a species that do decides to reach a singularity point, maybe we would be able to travel further distances, and maybe we might find out more of our reality, at least our observable reality has a singularity. There would be more proof or evidence
one
for
second. Wait, slow down. I have no idea what you're trying to say. So say something short. Let me respond.
well, okay, so what
Like
if
you said unity. So here, I'll respond to unity. Wait, let me just read a comment. Cree Burnett Hamidami says Mandenton is another LARPer cosplaying as a 6'4" UC rower. All right, I don't like personal attacks. No, no more personal attacks. Everybody, stop the personal attacks. Stop the drama. No drama. We want to have like we want. I'm interested in having a real discussion about
yeah, but
really
you can
interesting
control the
things.
NPCs in the chat, slave. In the end, you could maybe entertain thoughts a little bit, you can maybe focus on the panel or the discussions. Chat might be wild, might ask questions, but it's unpredictable.
Right, but what I can do is reward good behavior and and recommend to not misbehave. That's the least I can do. I'm not going to punish anyone unless, there is extreme behavior. Anyway, look about the unity. So, first of all, you are unity, right? Because you are composed of a trillion neurons or thereabouts and even more synapses. But each neuron is a separate living being, is a separate animal with its own DNA. So there's about 200 billion or whatever. So so you are a unity. Your brain already is unity. So you already have that. Now, even if humanity combines into one super brain with, like we connect, like in the Matrix, to one mega brain, that doesn't make a difference. So what if we are super, super, super smart? It doesn't. I don't see how that's going to impact the fact that we can never know reality. We can always imagine that maybe we're in the Matrix. So we
Yes,
can
but
never
we
know.
moved on. We moved upon that point that yes, this could be a possibility, but in this realm, in this level of being, we don't know.
Right, we don't know. That's my whole
Right?
point. We just
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
we did agree upon that since the beginning, but I guess I don't know how to move on from that point, especially with you.
What do you mean? Where do you want to move to?
Well, we were supposed to move further, but you kept repetitively attacking that specific point that we don't know. I agree. We could never know, but what we do know is our observable reality and evidence of
No,
of
not as absolute truth.
I would say it's objective truth because you don't have just
Subjective.
one person.
Okay,
Objective.
okay, but subjective truth is, that's my perception, and my perception is it's completely unreliable.
Your perception, your perception is subjective. But if you have evidence of 7 other billion people, then it's
Again,
a collective
okay, okay.
objective
Look, okay,
reality.
all right, all right. What do you? All right, we've been through this. I showed you the ad populum. It's in front of your face. The ad
Yes, you did.
populum logical. So every time you quote 7 billion, that's a logical fallacy. You might as well start doing a rain dance. It's a logical fallacy. It's illogical. You're saying something that literally everyone agrees is illogical, but it makes sense that it's illogical because you don't know they exist. Even if they say something, you don't know that they're not lying, and you don't know that they're not don't have a
S-
misperception. So what's the
So
point
what?
of? Hmm.
Okay, so
No, you
according to
keep one second. You keep saying that like we agreed, and I'm not letting go, and I'm not moving on. But you keep committing logical fallacies.
okay, so what define logical fallacy, slave?
Logical fallacy.
Hmm.
I mean, ultimately, we cannot define anything. I mean, that's part of the problem. I mean, I can look up logical fallacy if you want. We can have a discussion about what a logical fallacy is, but ultimately, we don't know anything. We don't know what a chair is. I mean, ask me what a chair is. Ask me what one
So so
is.
f- so logical, which means reasoning, right? And then
Hmm.
fallacy, I think, is based on I guess non-basis for an argument.
Here, this is the definition.
Okay, look at it.
Uh, Logical fallacy is an error in reasoning that renders an argument invalid or less effective.
Yeah, but I proved my reasoning, again and again. But since you think that it's not objective, that it's subjective, that's the fault on you. That's not on me because I'm proving my case, and I'm proving a case that's observable by anybody else, other than if there's an alien being amongst this
Again, with
that's
the
living
anybody
amongst us.
else? You're still going back to anybody else?
Right, because I am proving my basis for my fallacy. Being logical means reasoning. I also provided reasoning. Now, since you want to
Okay,
go with the absolute
define.
truth,
Yeah.
because you cannot prove matrix either. You assume that this
I
might be a
don't know.
possibility.
No, I don't assume it might be a possibility. It,
Of course
I'm
you
just,
did. Why would you bring it up then?
it's not an assumption. I mean,
It's an assumption in a way that it could be a possibility.
but
That is your
that's.
basis. That is the basis of your logic, right?
I wouldn't say it's an assumption. I'm not assuming. I'm not assuming that we might be. We
So that should
might.
have never been brought up, slave. If that's not even your assumption, if that's not a possibility,
It is a possibility, just not an assumption.
right? But you declared that it was not your assumption. If this wasn't even an assumption, then why was it brought up ever? Why was it brought up in our existence, in our time in this stream?
Wait, 1 plus 1 might equal 2, right?
Uh, I guess as much as you know, that's not the absolute correct truth.
I mean, but all right. I
Maybe you
don't know.
read the hundred and something editions of Mathematica. I haven't. So I guess you can guide us why 1 plus 1 is not truth. Sorry, it's not two. And we would never know
1 plus 1 equals 2 is not true.
mathematically.
No, math. You could argue that mathematically 1 plus 1 is 2. Is a true statement. Math within. It's like this. It's within the laws of chess. We can play chess, but without the laws of chess, of course, we cannot play chess. Same for soccer. So, right? We can create the laws of soccer and play
Well, you're
soccer.
wrong about that because when kids are growing up, they don't have set rules. They just play. They just roam freely. They just kick the ball wherever it goes, and then they establish upon. So that's an incorrect statements because I did that personally too, and maybe others did that. But I definitely know that it wasn't just my sole experience. And then when I grew up further, I discovered the laws of the game of soccer.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Somebody says Woody Johnson is a plant. What do you mean plant? Like FBI plant or like a green plant?
Yes, a fed plant.
A fed plant, yeah, a
That's what they
glowy.
they most likely mean. Yes, it's the
Yeah.
oofy doofy. Oofy doofy better oof the fuck off.
Wait,
Because that's the law. That whoever that account is, they believe in the oofy doofy law.
I don't know. Look, no, you're saying that I'm making an assumption that we might be in the Matrix.
Yes.
Do you
Now that's
agree?
a logical fallacy.
Why?
Because you don't have any proof, you don't have any basis. All you have is maybe few movies you went through, maybe you read some scientific papers, right? But the wider public known about this after the movies, right? But if anything, a logical fallacy because there's no basis in this. You have a reasoning, but you don't have any basis in that, nor there is any proven. There's more evidence of alien abductions than than people having any experience, any relation to witnessing or being in the matrix.
Hold on 1 second. So Javier says, "Why does Ashley hate Woody Johnson?" Curious. I don't know, and I don't really care about Ashley. Why would we talk about her? She came to visit yesterday, and I refused to let her in.
This slave stream. It's kind of funny. I could explain it, but it's up to you.
What?
No, I said this is your stream, so whichever direction you would go, I'm fine with that. But if you want me to explain, I could.
Explain
It's kind of
what?
funny.
Why does Ashley hate Woody Johnson?
Yes.
Is it is it meaningful? I mean, are we going to learn something
I
from
mean,
it?
it's really just I guess it's kind of stupid, but it's funny. That's about it.
All right, go ahead. Might as well.
So I discovered smashed face, when by Caduceus, with the vital message. Aside from that, I definitely troll and I make fun of everybody. wherever I go.
Okay,
It's just
let me just. I don't like calling people names. Just Ashley's good. Just
all right,
please,
whatever.
as
It's
much as you can,
I'm still being
refrain.
sarcastic. I'm still being sarcastic.
Yeah, we're not
This is not
sarcastic.
any intentions of being any hatred or being mean. This
She
is
might be
all humor.
watching. I don't want her to. I don't want her. I don't want her to
All
feel
right,
bad.
all right, Ashley. Uh, okay, so most of the channels that I was on or I would comment, she was also on those, and I would troll, just like a troll the host. Majority of the time, I would troll the chat, because this is all shits and giggles, and that's what I would do. So she, I guess, started noticing my name and me discovering her from Caduce. That's what I guess, I guess that's how I kind of, go on and off listening to the content because this is entertainment,
Wait.
and
So
I don't,
why does she hate you?
I don't think she hates me.
So
I
wait, you were you said you're gonna explain why does
What
Ashley
am I
hate
doing,
you?
slave? What am I doing right now?
Are you gonna explain or not?
Yes, because there's an assumption that she might hate me. I don't hate her, and I don't know if she hates me.
You said you're
Maybe she
going to explain.
does.
Wait, and you said you're going to explain why she hates you. You said you're going to explain this comment by Javier.
So what do you think I'm doing, slave?
You keep denying that the premise of the question instead of answering the
Yes,
question.
because it's not true. That's
But
somebody
okay,
who observes this.
but you said you were going to explain. You were going to
But
answer.
that's what I'm doing, slave. Or
Not
do
if
you not want me to do that? Do you not want me to elaborate or explain the situation fully?
no, if you deny the premise of the question, that's not answering the question. That's denying the premise of the
That's
question.
answering the question with more elaboration. I'm assuming that when
All
somebody
right.
posted this question,
Okay.
they
Okay.
wanted.
Never mind. Never mind. Uh, let's continue, please. One second. So Mickey Moy says Woody Johnson a Fed. Why does everybody keep saying you're a Fed?
I have no
Mickey Moyes.
idea.
Woody Johnson is a black pillar. That's why she hates him. I don't know what that means.
So
Sorry,
I've
Slave,
been.
didn't mean to derail. No, you're not derailing the show. I mean, because Woody Johnson is very difficult to. For me, I find it very difficult to debate him. He keeps going. He keeps committing logical fallacies, and
You're
I'm,
you are the basis of logical fallacy.
I
There's
don't know
no
what that
evidence of
means.
Matrix.
I don't need evidence. Okay, whatever.
Right. You don't need evidence, but I need evidence, right? Is that not
No,
correct? That is a
no,
correct.
you're
That is a true statement.
no, no.
There's
I'm
no basis for your Matrix simulation. There's no
I'm
basis
not
for
saying.
simulation.
All right, okay. If at this point you haven't understood what I'm saying, then I give up. Let's
I'm
we
sorry.
it's okay. Let's maybe go to Discord, see if we can kill someone. Like
No, no, no. I don't want to
wait,
go to Discord. I want more of this miscommunication between Woody Johnson
There's
and
no
Mr.
miscommunication.
Slave.
all right, Woody Johnson, continue. This is like an infinite
No, whatever
loop.
you want to do, slave. I got. I'll be on for like maybe 5 more minutes. Then I have to
Yeah.
return some videotapes.
Uh,
But I think
What does
this was a
that
good.
wait? What does that mean? You have to return some fee. That's like the most ridiculous statement anyone can ever make in 2023. You gotta
It's
return.
it's a good excuse to getting out of shit.
You gotta return some videotapes.
Do you know where the reference comes from?
uh, let me think. No.
Maybe what's his face? The other guy. Maybe he knows.
Anyone who knows what is the origin of the reference of I gotta
It's
return
from
the.
American Psycho.
Oh, never saw it.
It's a good movie.
Hmm. Yes. All right. Let's continue in the infinite loop of you miscommunicating with me
It's up
forever
to
and
you,
ever.
however long you want to go, but
No, it's perfect.
Okay,
you
okay.
are
We
a creation of
it
Let me
makes
logical
try to
fallacy.
let me
apparently
try. In all serious, let me try to mediate some of this miscommunication. Okay,
Okay.
so Woody Johnson, what Slave is trying to say, and I think you understand most of what he's trying to say, but you also have to understand that even within this observable universe, there are experiences that differ among people, right? So
Agree?
there's like, have you heard of the double slit experiment? It's like when you
No.
peer, it's basically you know, there's a lot of complexity to it, but it's if you peer, you know, it's essentially saying what you peer into can change the observable reality, right? Just by looking at something. That's a very, you know, basic way of putting it, but I'm not going to go into it too much. There's also something called entanglement in quantum mechanics, right? Which is, let's say you have a coin, right? And you think it can only flip on heads or tails. Well, it turns out you can actually be either or both. So there are things even today that we're learning about observable reality, and that reality could differ even by person. But whatever the case, right? I mean, Mr. Slave, and I don't really like personally the way that Mr. Slave thinks about this because it renders everything moot. I think I don't think it's, I don't think you bring that into a debate because then what's the point of having a debate?
Right. Nothing matters. Then we all just,
Um,
live our lives as
yeah,
NPCs.
but essentially what he's saying is there is no, you know, you could be in a simulation, I could be in a simulation. There is no, you know, this observable reality is bound by our senses, but our senses could be created by the matrix. You know, it could, you know, we could be the only person alive in the universe right now. Everyone could be AI, and this could be one out of, you know, an infinite number of simulations. And but then you can keep regressing, right? In like kind of like a Cartesian theater type of thing. And maybe there is no, like, I think Mr. Slave assumes that there is a absolute truth, but what if that absolute truth is also a moving goalpost, right? And so saying, "Oh, you know, I'm looking for absolute truth, and you know, we can't figure out anything because you know we don't know anything." I mean, it's just it's a little bit silly to bring that up in any
No, I
kind of
agree.
debate.
There could be move for example, when if our planet, it has water, but it's 2020, right? Now, let's say in 10 years, it's depleted of its resource of water. Now, we have traveled further in the future, and the statement that Earth has water still was true, but it's in the past tense, right? Earth is now depleted of all its resources that had water. So that statement was true. Now we have discovered we're in a different stage. We are in a different stage that Earth does not have water anymore. But that statement was still true in a past tense. If somebody tries to describe it, they could maybe use past or present tense, right? But it does not make it false that Earth had water, right? Maybe we could go. That's the we can get into the weeds of statements being true at certain point or not. But Earth has water is
Yeah, but
not a false
so what
statement.
Mr. Slave is trying to say, right, is that you're still describing things in this physical reality, which may not be the absolute reality at all,
No,
right?
I agree.
So,
Yeah,
but see, I understand what you're trying to argue, but you're still working within the bounds of this the physical observable reality as it pertains to you, right? In reality, so if you should read about something called the Cartesian theater, right? It's this idea that you're watching yourself in a movie, and that person in the movie is also watching some yourself in the movie, and it's this infinite sort of loop. So the idea is, how do you know? How do you know there is an Earth, right? How do you know there is water, right? So all these things that you're describing, how is that real, right? And I'm trying to find a better way to say this, but
I do get the conclusion now. When I presented my case, I said that it could be peer reviewed studied if there was something to observe.
no,
It could
there's
be
never going to
tested.
be a peer-reviewed study because the idea of a study is still within the bounds of the
Right.
limitations of the rules of this universe, right?
Right. But this is all we have to go off of.
Right.
We haven't discovered anything higher than our observations. In the end, this is all that we have to work for. So in a way, it is useless to discuss further ideas. That
No,
would be
I so that part
speculations.
I agree with you. There's no, it's useless to discuss this because the conclusion is, of
Right.
course, you can't
Well,
know.
think of it like this, because I got what Slave was presenting, and I am following what you're trying to, I guess, mediate with this. I completely understand, and yes, our realities can be subjective too. What we do have is real observable evidence, and whatever absolute truth might be, we might never get to that, right? But then again, that's just speculation. What we do have is our scientific research, our observations. We never went to a black hole. We can only speculate about that. Nobody's ever going to have solid evidence for that. We can only know existence of those. It's basically like having a if we never had the ability to go to the moon, if we might have. That's another, I guess, logical fallacy, because there's only few people that supposedly went to the moon, right? With ships that look like they made out of tinfoils, right? So only we can go off of their subjective opinion on this, maybe some evidence. Aside from that, we would never know. Slave never went to the moon. I never went to the moon, so we would never know. But we
Yeah,
can
but
build upon
whether it's the
whatever we
moon,
have.
whether it's the stars, whether it's the river, right, whatever, that's still you. What Slave is trying to say that is your interpretation of what you can perceive as Woody Johnson as reality. Now, the absolute reality, whatever that may look like, might be, some quote unquote architect. Maybe you call him God or something like that. And maybe this is
Hmm.
a projection, right? And you can change that
Yes.
projection. You can tweak one variable and then change this projection. So in that case, is this really real? And what he would argue is, well, is the architect even real as well? And then you get
Right.
into this whole logical sort of idea
Speculative.
of in philosophy called um, you know I think it's called why is there something rather than nothing, right? So this kind of leads to that
Right.
philosophical argument. But the point is that you know I I I just don't think this is a productive debate topic because it's just the infinite loop of saying we don't know. I mean, of course we don't know anything.
Right.
So so what's the point of debating anything really then? And what's
Exactly.
the point of living then? What's the point of anything? So it leads to a very nihilistic and just unproductive conversation. But anyway, so that's just my kind of 2 cents. Hopefully that helped you
Well,
kind of
thank you for
understand it.
chiming in, but I was aware. I wasn't just jerking off over here. I was trying to understand as much as I can. I was observing Slave talking. It could be a very fake experience, very simulated, but at least as much as I am aware of, I was observing this NPC Slave talk to me and maybe
Yeah.
present a good argument, and I did my best as being another NPC, right?
Yeah, I
So.
mean, yeah, I mean, you're making sense in the realm of your observable universe, which is all we have to go by, right? I mean,
Exactly. So
so
that's why, aside from that, everything is a speculation.
well, I'm
This
gonna
is
I'm
what
gonna
we can
return to
discuss.
slave mode. Oh, we is life. Yeah.
Hey, do you do the Alex voice too? That's pretty funny too. I think.
Mr. Slave, are you not a pedophile?
Oh my god,
Mr. Slave.
it's cringe, dude. It's cringe.
I'm just. I see. The thing is, I'm not actually imitating Mr. I'm not even imitating Alex. I'm imitating Mr. Slave imitating Alex. This is a meta
Okay,
analysis.
this is a very inceptious deceptive
Uh,
analysis
so
that you're
everything
doing
that I
over
do,
here.
it's not. I'm not imitating. I'm not offending. I don't care. I don't have any personal
It's
feelings
funny.
towards
It's
anyone.
funny.
This
I
is
like
just
Alex too, but
no, no,
it's
no,
just
no.
funny.
This is just it's all a reflection of Mr. Slave. I like to imitate Mr. Slave's thoughts and his way of talking and everything. It's a very yeah, well, fucking this guy has like his voice cracks
That is so
to
good.
like a
That
teenager
is so good.
prepubescent cracking once in a while, and then he elongates words at the end. I
That
don't know.
is
I'm trying to practice this way of
that
talking.
is
It's like
golden.
uh, there's a slight rumble as well, so it's like
There's
uh, how do you know?
this is the best part of the stream. Fuck everything else. This is the best part of the
Mr.
stream.
Slave is a
Our
fucking legend. Legend.
Mr. Slave is a slave. But
Yes.
anyways, you're still interesting, slave. I like you. I guess I have as continuing to listen to you. I have I guess you're become more interesting. But well, thanks for having me on, slave. It was a fun conversation. I gotta bounce.
Yeah,
You guys
no
have a good night.
problem. You too. Bye bye. Wait, what's your schedule, Mr. Uncomfortable? It's
Uh,
1:30. It's for me. It's 1:30 in the a.m.
for me, it's 1:30 in the a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We are
What
both
is?
in Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Oh, okay. So for you, it's also one. It's also very late.
yeah.
Anyway, so I put together. Maybe this should be like a. I was thinking we should limit. We should put a hard limit on each stream. It should be 1 hour exactly, or 59 minutes. So we have one morning stream, one night stream, 59 minutes, no more. Otherwise, it gets dragged on, and I don't know if it's such a good idea to have like 8 hour streams every day, like vegan gains.
Well, I think it is worthwhile if we talk about Alex and the trauma that Alex had on Mr. Slave's life.
Yeah, it is. Incredible. It is traumatic. Yeah. And I was definitely. That is as close as. I mean, the word trauma is as close as possible to describing my experience. It was very traumatic. It is still very traumatic. I'm still living through the trauma
Yeah.
because his betrayal. Because as you are with a person, you keep saying to yourself, all right, he was mean like last time, but okay, I'll look it over. I'll glance over it. No, I'll ignore it. I'll ignore it, and hopefully next time he'll behave nicer. And then okay, next time he's maybe a little bit nicer. A couple of weeks pass by, and again he's super mean, just nasty. And again, you say, "Oh, I hate this person. I don't want to be near him." And and after you have this traumatic interaction with him, you keep thinking, "Wait, what could I have said? Wait." You start questioning yourself. You start questioning. Maybe you said something wrong. You start saying, "Wait, maybe I could have said something that would have changed something." And of course, the entire discussion is under a lot of pressure because he's the one leading the conversation, so he doesn't give you the mic forever. So like you have to think. So it's like oh, and I should have made this move in the chess game. Should have made or like in MMA. I should have done this. I should have done that. Like you're always reliving like like a 5 minute match. You can think about it for hours after and days, and certainly a debate or an argument that you have with someone or a traumatic experience, you can think about it for a very long time. It just bothers you, and then the next time you interact with the person, and maybe he's not mean, and everything is pretty much okay. And then after a couple of months, boom, again, super mean. And again, you have this slump, this emotional slump, and you again question yourself. Wait, what should I? Like, what's wrong with me? What could I have done better to avoid the situation? Anyway, and as time progresses, you're actually investing more and more time in this relationship, and you're finding yourself saying, "Wait, I already like this is the sunken cost fallacy." So you're saying to yourself, I already invested so much energy in this relationship. What, I'm just gonna get up and leave after I've achieved such, and I've actually achieved a stature in his community on his stream, and I'm the most favorite guest, and I'm just gonna get up and leave. So you're invested already, and you're saying to yourself, I'll take the abuse because and there's benefit, and I already invested, and most of the time he's normal, he's only abusive some of the time. Anyway, but
Yeah.
at one point, it's you just have to get up and leave. And now that I've left and I've left him behind, I keep thinking about it, like it's still bothering me. So I was really uh scarred by this experience. No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the very least, I don't think it was a sunk cost because you came out of it um, with experience, right? I mean, even the fact that you're using StreamYard today, and you're doing this stream, and you figured out how to do a live chat and all of these things, and of course, you mentioned your personal interactions with women, which have improved, and so you came out of it with something. A true sunk cost, implies that it was essentially just thrown out the window. You're not engaging in any of the benefit there, which
R-
obviously you did.
Right, but right. So, I mean, the sad part is what I mean. I probably could have been on John's channel without any abuse, and I would have learned just as much. On John's channel, he doesn't give you an opportunity to practice. And I don't know if these practices were so meaningful. Anyway, I don't know if it was worth it. I mean, I was really scarred by this experience. But the advantage is that I did learn about the zombie mind virus. I mean, that is it was at the end an incredible experience. The way he turned against me, that was an incredible experience. I guess that was worth it. It's just that it's a little dangerous because just yesterday I was listening to Muhit Muhadar. It's like a big YouTuber, like 3 million viewers, and he does a lot of like internet security. So he mentioned that there was one guy that was accused of being a pedophile, and immediately Reddit came after him, and Reddit, they write letters. They're like the letter writers. So they came after him, but then they discovered no. He started presenting evidence that he's the wrong guy. They're accusing the wrong guy, literally the wrong guy, and they stopped. But so Mohit Muhadar, he said that's an exception. Usually they don't stop. Usually they double down. Usually when people come after someone who's being falsely accused, they double down because no one wants to admit that they were wrong.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that in the case of Alex, I think the reason why he was so adamant about I don't think he accused you of being a pedophile. I think he asked that question in a suggestive way that was frankly accusatory, but he
of
didn't
course,
outright accuse you.
yeah.
Now, I think the reason why he did that was because he's a public figure, and he had to address that question live because it happened in a live setting where, for some reason or another, I don't remember the.
No, this is where you're wrong. This is just like Salem. See, Salem, I don't know if I
No,
completely
I understand that, but here's the thing. I
wait,
think that
wait.
Alex, if
No, no,
he
no,
were,
no.
but no, wait,
Listen, listen.
hold on, listen. If he were to speak to you in private, I know this has not happened. Had that interaction happened in private, I believe there is a very uh, significant possibility that Alex would not have reacted that way. So it's the conditions that have that led him to react that way because he's a public
No,
figure.
absolutely not. No, no, no. And look, we it's always good to go back to the Salem witch trials. So the Salem witch trials were not organic. They were completely manufactured. It was the whole thing was fake. The whole thing was fake. Did I tell you that there was a guy who wrote a book? I was listening to his podcast. Did I tell you about this?
No, I don't recall, but whether it was fake or not, I think what you're trying to get at was you're saying that, you know, Alex ultimately has hatred or bad will towards you. I don't think that's true. I think that I think he has a position to uphold, right? I honestly, when I look at Alex, I don't think he feels that strongly about the pedophilia position. I don't think that is so ingrained in his moral code that he would adamantly push it. Had it not been for him being in a public setting where someone called that out and he had to address it, and of course he's going to optimize for optics, right? He can't go out and say, "Oh, well, that's not really pedophilia. I don't know. How do you define it?" He's not going to do that. So
Why not?
because he doesn't want to risk his public position, right? It's optics. So whether he believes it or not, he only in his mind he only
What
has.
about what about when he did basically the same thing when I said, okay, then now I'm a flat earther after he attacked that flat earther
Again, was that in a public position or was that in private?
in public
Exactly.
on his show.
Exactly. So here's the thing: you can only
Wait, were
know.
you there?
No, I wasn't there. That's why I'm asking. Was it?
No, so there was a guy who came in and it was a flat earther, and Alex went after him, and then he left. And then I came on and I asked Alex, why did you attack him like that? And Alex said, well, he's a flat earther. So, they're like you're allowed to completely destroy their lives. So I told Alex, all right, then I'm a flat earther now. So Alex goes, wait, Mr. Slade, I need to know. Wait, are you a flat earther? Wait, Mr. Slade, are you a flat earther? Wait, I need to know. So he started like pretending that I'm a flat earther after I told him, because he embarrassed that flat earther, that all right, from now on then I'm a flat earther. If you're gonna embarrass that guy, then I will stand up to him and stand up
Yeah.
for him. So suddenly he was like going after me as if I was a flat earther. He was like he was like riled up. Like, wait, Mr. Flat, Mr. Slave, what kind of a scientist are you? What kind of and then he came after me with with the list of problems that he has against me. Like
Yeah.
even when he was talking about the pedophilia, he very quickly went, well, he's not a scientist. He with the 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, and I'm delusional. I never won a single debate. He and he never takes back the fact that he called me a little bitch, even though he had zero. Like he never met me when he said that. So it was like, why would you say that? Anyway, so and
Yeah. My only point is when I look at Alex, he doesn't strike me as someone who is that whose moral fiber is that strong that he gives
exactly,
that much.
exactly. It's nothing to do with moral. The guy's a loser in his own mind. He's still a loser. And when he gets dominated by a poop eater like me, it warps his mind, like his mind like goes haywire. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He doesn't know how to consume me. It's like this cannot be. A poop eater is so dominant. I'm the most popular guy on his channel, and sometimes I do really well on the speed dates, and I bring in these. Anyway, oh, there was one time that I was doing. I think it was the first time I was doing a speed date. It was with Kyra, I think, and uh, two beautiful women. And they were both laughing and giggling, and I was talking about the massage. And then Ashley came and said, yeah, these girls really liked Mr. Slave, and they would have definitely let him give them a massage. And if they were in his apartment, yeah, they could, who knows where it would have ended, but they would have definitely let him give them a massage. And Alex went berserk. Alex said, there's no way this someone put you up to say this. He told Ashley, and that's impossible. And then I think also Sarah, and then Ashley, and at one point he said, "There's no way," and he asked Ashley to swear on the life of her children, and Ashley swore on the life of her children, and he couldn't believe it. It should still be up. Anyway, he could not consume. It was and whenever something is positive about me, he loses his wits. He loses his mind. For him, it's overwhelming for him that a loser like me, a slave like me, is has I have my dominant side. And I have my scientific side, my mathematical side, my philosophical side, my debate side. I'm an accomplished guy in multiple fields. I'm not, I don't care if I'm the number one or whatever. I'm kind of accomplished. I'm an old guy already. I've been through a lot. I know a thing or two, and it drives him insane because, like, in his mind, I should be so easy to squash, but instead, I squash him without even trying. It's driving him insane. And he was looking to see how can he seek revenge against me, because I represent something very deep that he abhors. It's himself as a loser. I'm showing him that he's a loser because I'm a poop eater, and I'm squashing him without even trying by just trying to be nice to him. I'm squashing him between my fingers, and it's driving him insane. And so he decided, okay, now his chance to get revenge. It's like when you debate these guys and they lose. The bigger they are, the more they throw, the bigger the tantrum they throw. Like, we had this debate. You were there when I had this debate with that guy, and he said, at one point, he said, well, the expert's in the brain. So I said, so why are you here? Right? Why would you be here? I mean, you just appeal to authority. So why are you debating this? He said, well, do you know how the brain works? So I said, it happens to be my profession. And then he started calling me a liar. So he knew he was checkmated at that point. I mean, at that point, the debate was over. I just needed to declare victory. He wouldn't let me say it. He started throwing a tantrum like a little child that will not let you declare victory because no way. So it's like those guys, like at the point that they feel that they lose, they're going to throw a tantrum. So Alex threw a tantrum, and that's it. If you don't feel it, then uh, you know that's how I feel.
Well, I mean, you've had the interactions with him. I mean, I only joined this community a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible, right? I mean, that this is getting into very deep psychology, right?
I don't know. It's not so deep. Look.
It's pretty deep,
I'm
right? I mean,
s-
you're
I'm it's
describing his experience as a child and how you are a reflection of the side of him that he believes he's evolved out.
but everybody knows that a bully is a bully because he's bullied at home. Why else would he be a bully?
Yeah,
That's I think that's usually the theory. Like, why would you be a bully? Well, right. The only reason to I think they even reproduced it with mice. They took a mouse and they bullied the mouse. No, they took a little mouse and they put the little mouse with a big mouse, and the little mouse was bullied by the big mouse. And then when the little mouse grew to be mature, he grew up to be a bully. He used to bully little mice.
yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, there's a lot of literature out there suggesting that the bullying starts at a young age, right? It's developmental. I mean, I mean, I don't think anyone's debating that.
So what?
The
I mean, he is a bully. I mean, on multiple occasions, he attacked me. I mean, if have only been here for a short while, well, this is just the latest iteration. It's just it for me. It was the most dangerous because I don't want letter. I don't need my real life to be impacted. That's the last thing I need. I come to the internet to chill and relax before I go to sleep or after I wake up, but I just come to chill, and I don't need my life to be destroyed by this. This is completely certainly not at this point that I'm I haven't broken 100 subscribers. My life would be destroyed for that with 5-10 users a day, subs watching the live show a day. It's not worth it. So immediately I and basically I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to just make me run away, which I cannot stay next to a person that is abusive to such a degree, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that is your experience, so I will not question that.
This
Yeah,
is very similar to other bullying experiences that I had. People who bully you, they always deny bullying you. They would never admit to bullying you. They Of course, they would never admit. My father never admitted. My father is, the Jesus Christ incarnate. He's he loves me.
yeah.
The guy tried to murder me, and he claims he loves me. The guy did everything he could to destroy me, and of course. So Alex says, I told him, "Well, you keep accusing me of pedophilia." And he says, "No, I never accused you." It's like complete denial. Not that. No, I didn't accuse you. I just questioned me. No, completely. No, I've never accused you of pedophilia, Mr. Slade. What are you talking about? I never accused you of pedophilia. It's like literal gaslighting. You know the term gaslighting?
Of course, Mr. Slave. But to be fair, I don't think he ever actually said you are a pedophile. I think he highly suggested it, and he used it for clickbait on his thumbnails and things like that. But I think it is true that he formed it as a question, right?
Yeah, that's his lawyer told him to do that. That's what lawyers tell you to do.
Right, of course, right. Whether it's your lawyer or whatever. I mean, it is a smart thing to do, but yeah, I mean, from a factual perspective, he didn't actually call you a pedo. I mean,
He did the most he could do in calling me a pedophile, that without taking a chance on legal recourse, on legal m- um, repercussions.
well, I
He
mean, I don't think there would be legal repercussions. You can call anyone. I mean, you can call someone a pedo. I mean, what do you can? I mean, it's not like it is not a something that can be.
fine. I mean, he did whatever he could. He just didn't call me a pedo, but he implied I'm pedo. He implied I'm pro pedo, and he made videos about it. And with his clout, I mean, it has far reach.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would agree that he was highly suggestive that you might be a pedo. I mean, he certainly used it for clickbait. And I think what he was trying to get was that answer from you or for someone else to make that accusation. Um, I don't think that ever ended up happening. So just ended up being an open question.
He did his best to destroy me. I don't like if I would ask you, okay, do your best to destroy me, or instruct Alex to do his best to destroy me. Would you have told him to do anything more than he did?
I mean, I could think a lot of things to do, right? I mean,
Name one.
I
Name
mean,
one. Let's see.
yeah, he could have reached out to people who know you personally, right? He could have found out ways to dox you, and he could have asked you malicious questions around your background and where you're from, and subtle questions like that, so that he could acquire more information so that he could target you. I mean, that would be explicitly malicious. I think what a lot of what he did was for views, right? We both know Alex is he's optimizing for his channel. I don't think he's necessarily out to get you. But I think,
A lot of what he did was not on his channel.
oh well, I don't know about this. Like like what?
It was on Ashley's stream. And the first time it was the first interaction I had with Alex about pedophilia was on Ashley's stream. He came in
Okay.
towards the end, and then he had to quickly leave, but he wouldn't leave before telling everyone, keep your children away from Mr. Slave, because I kept asking why 18 and what did Hormaxa do wrong. Everybody keep your children away from Mr. Slave. Yeah, that's not accusing me of pedophilia at all. Of course not.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's trying to be the life of the party, trying to be funny, trying to be, like you said, right? It's just the whatever you want to call it, the mob virus or whatever, right? He's trying to gain favor by being the life of the party, right? And you are an easy target. You're not able to firmly say that you are for or against the stance, and you're asking open-ended questions, which gives you put a target on your back, and then he wants to utilize that to gain the moral high ground, so that now it's like, oh well, are you a pedophile? Well, I'm going to keep my kids away from you, and he's joking around, and everyone's like, ha 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 ha. So you kind of become the butt of the joke.
I was on Ashley's stream. They wouldn't let me speak, and then they kicked me out.
And that was your first interaction?
No, that was one of my latest. And
Okay.
then Ashley came to my stream and wouldn't let me speak on my stream, and after speaking, just left.
Oh, you're talking about the recent thing that happened where Alex went onto Ashley's stream. Yeah.
So they kept attacking me and wouldn't let me respond, and then and then just kicked me off. Kicked me out.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand, Mr. Slave, there is one way that
you saw the hatred. That was hatred. That was hatred. That's not, and it was nothing to do with pedophilia. It was actually the attack that I'm not a scientist, about I'm an astrophysicist, I'm a brain researcher, what am I? It had nothing to do with pedophilia. And then they kicked me out because I'm not a scientist or whatever. So you see the hatred. It's nothing to do with pedophilia. Pedophilia is just an excuse. Everything is just an excuse because he actually just hates me. I mean, there's many, you're saying you knew here. There's many incidents in which he attacked me vehemently. The only explanation is he hates me. I don't have another explanation. If that's not hatred, then I don't know what is hatred. That's not hatred? All right, then let's remove the word hatred from the entry in the dictionary. Fine. If that's not hatred, I don't know what is hatred.
No, I mean, I don't think it's. Of course, I mean, your experience is more accurate to yourself, right? And how you perceive.
That doesn't mean anything.
It does mean it. It does mean everything, right? It's how you perceive the experience. That's what's
But
meaning.
it doesn't mean anything that you say it. I mean, you don't know. Maybe I'm lying. You don't know what my experience is. How do you know?
That's what I'm saying. So your experience is what's most important here. That's what it is.
But you don't. But that doesn't mean anything. You don't know. Why do you keep saying that?
Anything? You have to explain. Why doesn't that mean anything?
It doesn't mean anything to you. What do you know about my experience? You don't know. You cannot know my experience.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I cannot know your experience. So your experience is most important to you. I get that. However, right, when I see Alex, I don't see a personal vendetta against you. I just don't. I think he's annoyed by you. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Why would he be annoyed? Why is he annoyed by me? Why? What did I do to cause him?
Because of some of the aforementioned reasons that you already stated, right? Maybe
that's it. Then that's it.
But that's not hatred. That's not hatred.
Then I don't know what hatred is. Fine. Then undefined hatred. What do you call it?
Okay. Well, hatred is a guttural distaste for someone that results in. I mean, I'm not going to define give you the Oxford definition of hatred, but
No,
that's not what it is.
if you think Alex, the way he behaved towards me in my final stream on Ashley, then if that's not hatred, I mean, the guy was seething.
You should see how Alex reacted to Ganstar.
Yeah, he hates Ganstar. I mean, I don't know
I
if
would
he
say
hates him,
that's
but
closer to hatred
I
than
think
how he reacts towards you. I think the way that he reacted towards you, because a lot of that, and tell me if I'm wrong, all of that happened in public settings, right? I think a lot of what he does when he's speaking to you in a social setting is virtue signaling. It's virtue signaling, it's optics, it's putting himself in the position of the moral high ground, right? Which everyone else would agree with. So what I'm saying is, if he interacted with you in private, I don't think he would vehemently express so much distaste for you. I think it's because there's an optical component, right? It's because he's in a social setting and he's taking the moral high ground. He's forming.
okay. Let's
Ashley, don't you want to feel tomato? We've got Rivera. Everybody
back and forth.
I mean, unhealthy.
let's see
Mr.
when.
All right.
All right, there I am.
So go ahead, Velvet Cupcakes. By the way, you're super hot. Glad to have you on again.
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, I've seen.
On.
Oh,
Why do you bother bringing?
Fudge.
Wait,
I
Velvet.
might
Wait,
lose my stream
Not
and
that I
my
have
channel,
much, but,
so
yeah.
all good.
Wait, Velvet. Can I ask you a personal question?
What's up?
Are you packing?
Oh my God.
I
What?
don't know if this is the
I'm not hip.
last.
What
if
does
this
that
is the
mean?
last time
I
I was
swear
on
to
Ashley.
fucking God, like this is his question.
Wait, Sarah, can I ask you a
I like-
question?
I like Star, but I hate this whole argument about being sensitive. I don't like it.
Okay, Sarah, can I ask you a
I'm
question?
not. Look, I could hold on, Mr. Slave. We're still on another topic.
A question
Just
about
hold
you.
on. Hold on
Wait,
a second.
they named it Ashley meets Swinger, Mrs. Slave rage quits, Sarah is Sarah.
in the middle of a conversation. Cute. I learned a lot of fucking.
I suggest.
I'm a Fridays kind of guy.
Before people start ever even.
I mean, it was a boring
Cool, right?
conversation. I didn't rage quit. It was just
And like
boring.
literally.
And they kept talking about
Something like
nonsense.
that. Even though I do have an idea that
And you know, I
Right now,
had
I
nothing to say. It was
Sean, how
they were talking about farting.
love
Yeah.
this kind of
So
talk.
let's skip to the part where Alex joins.
Q2's a mogger.
Which really is probably.
So she's a white
It's always
In high school, my age, 19.
Mr.
chat. She's
Tonight.
farting in jars.
The big owl.
It seems a little.
It is.
Once we
on.
really that interested up yourself, I decided that I wasn't going to do the extra work because it's
No, but it's not letting me
Okay,
talk.
Ashley, there's
right
about
anymore. Like I'm done.
I miss
My
talk about some
Okay. See you
things
later.
that
Bye.
nobody cares
Bye.
about.
That's rage quits? Saying bye, see you later, that's rage quits? Oh my god, these people.
Look, I don't think any of them hate. Like Ashley, I don't think hates you. I think she is bipolar.
Do you know how many she's bipolar? Okay.
Yeah, I think she's bipolar. Yes.
Look. She kicked me out of her stream multiple times. I think twice.
Well, guess what? I last night I was talking about Indian P and Gangstar, and I don't know if she's illiterate or I don't know if she couldn't read properly. She took all of what I said last night, and then she went into her own stream and essentially started to demonize me, saying that I was talking shit about her and Tomato. I didn't say anything about either of them. Right, so it's very clear that Ashley is either bipolar or schizophrenic or a drama lover. I don't know. There's something there, right? But that's not hatred. I don't think she hates me. I don't think she hates you. Just like I don't think Alex has a personal vendetta.
Wait, have you ever met a person that hates anyone? Give me an example of someone that hates someone.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if I gave you an example of someone from my personal life, what does that mean to you? You don't know
Yeah,
that.
tell me. Fine, tell me the story. Tell me. You don't have to mention names. Like, tell me the story. What
Okay, so
happened?
I can't think of anyone in my own. I don't cause hate relationships, but let me give you a hypothetical, right? So
No,
let's say
no, no,
no,
no.
no, no. That I cannot personally say that I have created hateful
What do
relationships,
you mean create? That doesn't
or I've
mean
been engaged
anything.
in hateful relationships. So I
But what do you
can't.
mean create? But what do you mean create?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm
No, I
saying
mean,
that I cannot give an example of a time when
but
I
you
was
need. Wait a
personally
minute. Wait.
engaged.
So here, look. The Germans hated the Jews. Right? Do you
Right.
agree with that? Or
Yeah,
Hitler hated the? I mean,
sure, sure.
yeah, right. It's apparent. I mean, if you talk to people today, they hate Jews. A lot of
So
people
I'm
hate
gonna
Jews.
exactly right. So let's use that as an example, not my personal life, because I'm saying I personally cannot say that I've engaged in a
Right,
hateful.
but when you look into, let's say, Hitler, did Hitler hate the Jews? You start seeing no, he could. You can easily explain that he didn't hate the Jews. That it was like all other leaders that formed mobs around nonsense like witchcraft, which they didn't believe in, but they knew that that's one way you can get the crowds riled up and move forward and do your bidding. That's the simplest explanation. Hitler never hated Jews. That's my explanation. He
Yeah,
never
no,
hated Jews.
I don't know. I don't think you. I mean, obviously, you didn't personally know Hitler, and it's you can't say for sure, right? But the outcome of that is entirely different than the outcome of what you're describing here, which is a simple bicker online. I mean, this is not. Look, all we have is empirical evidence. All I have is what I've experienced from interacting with Alex and what I've seen from those different videos. In my experience, and that may differ from yours, in my experience, I don't think he has a personal vendetta against you. I think he thinks you're annoying. Yeah, sure. I think that
Why
he,
am I? Why do you think he thinks I'm annoying?
for a lot of the reasons that you described already, I think that, like you said, you remind himself of parts of himself that he probably doesn't like. So it might be an element of projection there. Um, he also doesn't like how you derail his streams. Like that, I think is a very reasonable explanation for why, he might be annoyed by you. I think that's reasonable, right? Anyway, so what I'm saying is,
What do
I
you,
don't.
what? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if he
What
doesn't like,
what doesn't make any sense? That
I'm the
makes perfect
most.
sense.
No, he has on multiple occasions said that I'm the most requested guest on his show.
Right. Okay, so he said that, but there are times when he wants to quote unquote use you, right? So, for example, in a speed date, and then there are other times, perhaps when he has a guest on, like a more serious guest, and he's trying to facilitate maybe a conversation or discussion, and then you ask them, oh, what's the definition of the definition, or something like that. In that case, I think that is very justified that he gets annoyed by that, right? And I'm not trying
I
to
don't
defend.
ask what is the definition of the definition unless they attack me and I need to slow down the attack because I don't have any other way to slow down the attack.
Okay, whatever. Let's say that is the case.
What do you
Needless,
mean, whatever?
no, it is whatever. All I'm saying is whatever that case may be, I think he finds you annoying, right? That's what
W-
I'm trying to say.
No, I have disproved all your examples.
How did you disprove any of my
Let's
examples?
go through all the
You
examples
agreed
again.
with my examples.
Give me the examples again, one by one.
Okay, so you let's say that has a serious guest on, right?
You know,
And you suddenly talk about, I don't know. I mean, I saw an example of a video where he has a guest on, and then you say something like, um, "So are you going to show me your booby?" Something like that. Like, so do you have perky boobies or something like that? Right. I think that is very reasonable for someone, a moderator, to take that as annoying. I don't think that's unreasonable. And that
mm,
it's
uh,
that's
gi-
specific. example.
Wait. No. I'm not familiar with this example.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to go look for it, but you did say something like that out of nowhere, and it was a joke, right? And it does, I don't think that was offensive at all. I'm just giving you an example of a situation where you may have made a statement out of nowhere that could derail the conversation. Is that a possibility? Can you agree that that's a possibility?
No, I cannot agree.
So there is no
I'll tell you.
possibility that you
I'll
made a
tell you. When I come to Alex's stream, there is a reason why Alex said, in his own words, literally, quote, "I am the most requested guest on his show."
right.
The reason is that I do my best in order to improve the quality of his show, of his
Right.
shows. I did my best. It was a win-win. I did it, to promote myself, to promote my owner, and to promote Alex. I don't see the contradiction. It was win for everyone. But I was always thinking, always on my toes. I was never, everything I said was very well thought through. So to claim that I derailed the conversation, that absolutely never happened. Everything I did was
Okay.
in order to promote the show, to make it a better show,
Right.
to give
Okay.
my input.
I get it. I see what you're saying. So that's the way that you perceive it, which I believe your intentions were in the right place. But can you concede that there is a possibility that whatever you said, right, that Alex may have interpreted some of that as derailment?
Absolutely impossible. He said
So there's no
himself,
possibility
he
that Alex could have
said,
interpreted anything.
absolutely impossible. He said himself that I was the most requested guest on the show.
Right. But how
That doesn't look, that doesn't happen by coincidence. That happens because of meticulous planning and implementation by me.
Mr. Slave, I mean, you should know best by now. When someone is a requested guest on the show, it doesn't mean that they're looking for insights or anything like that. It could be for all of the wrong reasons, right? And so when it comes to something like the topic of pedophilia, which is obviously something that can be canceled easily and can get your entire
But it was
channel.
on Ashley. It was on Ashley's stream. It had nothing to do with him. He didn't have to. He didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to join that
Didn't have to,
conversation.
but he did, right? And maybe he thinks that he
Why?
made a
Why
mistake
did he?
because maybe he initially wanted to leverage that for views, and then later on, I know for a fact this happened. A lot of people started messaging him and saying, "Hey, your entire channel could be in jeopardy if you keep addressing this topic."
Because he made a video about it. He took Ashley's stream and he clipped.
I know.
Why did he do it? Why did he do it? I mean,
I
according
don't
to
know.
you,
I can't walk into his mind. All I
done.
can say,
Done. No, that's it. That's check.
all I
No,
can say is
checkmate.
that
That
I think
no,
he
no, check.
probably
That's it.
did it for views, right? But look, people make mistakes, and he
He
possibly
made the same
wanted to
mistake
walk back
twice.
that
He did
mistake.
it again, and he could have taken it down. He never took it down. Mistake.
Look,
Mistake you take down. Why didn't he not take it down?
because it's already there. I don't know.
What do you mean? You can easily private it. He's privatized other videos. Why
Right.
not private
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Maybe he didn't get reported by YouTube. Maybe there was no whatever you call that, the citation or anything like
But
that.
you're saying people told him to stop it, and he could have taken it down. He never took it down. Let me check right now.
No, I know he didn't take it down. I'm not debating that. Look, all I'm saying is that he had I can't walk into his mind, right? All I'm saying is that he potentially made a decision early on, right, to leverage you for views. And maybe that's why he wanted to address the pedophilia topic, because that would be something that would.
All right, what up, guys?
And then later he potentially backtracked because he thought that his channel was in jeopardy. All I'm saying, right, whatever, and this is just an example, right? All I'm saying is that many of his actions can be explained rationally, right? From the idea that he's just trying to optimize for his channel, or maybe he's annoyed by you. It doesn't necessarily mean that he hates you from a personal level. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, okay. look, I mean, um,
Mr. Slave, all I'm saying is, don't
look. Why would he call me crazy attention seeker? Why does he say that?
because that's a very hot tagline, right? That can garner views. And people know you on his channel. You're, as you said, you're one of the most requested
Look at
guests.
this. 283 views. That's insignificant. That's
I mean,
nothing.
you can't know retroactively what a video is going to get.
The point is, all the videos where he is attacking me. The previous one, the same thing. 324 views. That's nothing.
But look at
Even Rolo lying is
attacks
19.
everyone. Look,
No.
you're literally on a video where he's attacking someone. Rolo does blah blah blah.
No, you see, Rolo gets 1900. I get 320. No one wants to watch this.
Well, in
No,
his mind, people want to watch.
no, not only that.
Okay, so
Not
tell us about that.
not only that. If you look at the comments, basically most of the comments are on my side. I mean, Black v Silver took his channel down, became my best friend after this. Just the thought of talking about this topic, I can't imagine it. People now in the West are anyway. Here, look at this. This has the most upvotes. Alex, you don't know what an argument is. So I said he knows, and I got 7 upvotes. He knows, but he's smart. He knows that he needs to virtue signal to save his channel. That's when I was thinking that he's virtue signaling. He's
You
not
just said
virtue
what I
signaling.
said. You're
No,
literally
I used to.
what I just said.
It doesn't make any sense because the last attack was about me not being a scientist.
But why? What explains your comment there? Then you just repeated what I just said.
Wait, why did he go after me for not being a scientist? They had a conversation and kicked me out for not being a scientist.
Mr. Slave, this is he doesn't care whether you're a scientist.
Are you kidding? He was seething. Are you kidding me?
No,
Look at this. So he says, yeah, the only reason someone wouldn't want to bang a kid is because they're virtue signaling. You figure it out. 1 upvote. This gets 3 upvotes. So Cook Johnson says, Alex, Slave just debated you for almost 3. We had a 3-hour stream, and we kept asking him to come and join. He said, no, I cannot. No, I cannot. All right, fine. Waiting for you to show up and respond for the last 90 minutes. Since you no-showed, he gave himself a giant W and proclaimed it to be the most in-depth conversation in his life. We're all still waiting for you to debate him and finish him. All right. Three upvotes. PWF. That's such a straw man. Mr. Slave was trying to reflect on what features constitute an adult, stating that the age of consent is arbitrary. According to your definition of an adult, see, this is a normal conversation, and Alex completely ignores it.
No, I agree. I don't.
No, wait.
With the conversation itself, I agree. It's a reasonable conversation to have.
And then, the attempt to deflect the point with petty sarcasm is rather embarrassing. In philosophy, the process of questioning, this is good stuff. The process of questioning the underlying ethical, this is good stuff. And that's basically what I was trying to do.
I understand.
No, but the point is, this is most of the discussion on this video. So he knows that, I mean, no one is tracking his point of view. He knows he's losing. Why would he even keep it up? Why keep up and why keep the video up? It doesn't make any sense.
Because he has an ego, Mr. Slave.
No. This is pure. Look, there's many examples that he hates me. This is not the only one. Well, come back to why they went after me for being not being a scientist. What kind of a scientist? And he said, "Well, the only way he needs to be a paid scientist. I need to be a
He's
paid scientist. Otherwise, I'm not a scientist. A scientist is someone who
Right.
gets paid to
that's
be."
he's making fun of you and he's calling you out. So when that happens,
Why? Why? But he was seething. He was going crazy. He had red in his eyes. I wish I mean, Ashley took the stream down. I can't find it on Ashley's channel. She took it down.
but regarding the point of him talking about you being a scientist or not, look, he's annoyed by you. He's annoyed that there's
Exactly.
incongruency, right, with
Exactly.
what you said yesterday versus what you said a week ago versus whatever. It annoys him. Like I said, right? You annoy him.
No, 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 because he got annoyed before he ever met me. He called me a little bitch. He never took it back before he ever met me. Meaning he got annoyed at me before he ever met me. Because he got annoyed at me for the fact that I am a slave. That drives him insane. And I told him, just like I hate the fact that he is dominant. It doesn't drive me insane, but I find it repugnant. He finds me repugnant. He hates it so much. And the fact that and he cannot cleanse his mind of this. This is at the bottom of it. Now he wants to be dominant because he lives in a reality of being submissive. That's how fantasies work. You fantasize about the inversion of reality, the violation of reality. That turns you on. In his reality, he is submissive to women. That's why he fantasizes about being BDSM dominant. That's why he's BDSM dominant. And it drives him insane that I seem to he sees that I'm the opposite, that I'm very clearly dominant, but I fantasize about being submissive, and that drives him insane. Not only am I if I were dominant and BDSM dominant, that'd be perfect. That's like, as he says, 99.9% of men. But it drives him insane. It drove him over the edge to take his goose that was laying him golden eggs and chop its head off. He couldn't have me on. Also because I was taking away his limelight. How do you say limelight? There's such a term, limelight?
That is a term. Like I mean, so you're not saying anything that I didn't just say, right? Like I said, he has an ego. He's annoyed.
No, it's nothing to do with pedophilia.
That's what I just said. That's what I said. It's not about his moral fiber. He doesn't. I personally do not think that he cares that much about that topic. I think that he's annoyed by you, right? As a person, like I said, I think you annoy him. I think he has to virtue signal, especially when a controversial topic comes up in a social setting that's going to be posted in the public domain. Of course, he's going to virtue signal. I don't think that is some
No. This is not claiming I'm not a scientist is not virtue signaling. You have to explain why he went berserk. I think this is the stream where we're soon going to see where he went berserk. That I'm not a scientist. And you could say that this drove him insane, much more than pedophilia. Because I am so scientific in my thinking. I mean, I know scientists. I mean, I'm very scientific in my thinking. And that drives him insane that I'm so scientific. One time I explained my theory of why Asians have small peepees. Did you hear my theory?
Well, let's hear it.
So I explained my theory, and you could tell he hated it. This was on Greg's stream, I think. That's going to be difficult to find. Anyway, he hates it. And then after I presented my theory, everyone loved it. and Alex comes and said, "Well, I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia just says it comes with the size. So Africans are very big, so their peepees are big, and Asians are very small, so their peepees are small. Done. That's it." So after I finished explaining meticulously, step by step, using evolutionary psychology, how you get big peepees in certain scenarios and small peepees in others. Like I explained the mechanism of the actual peen, how the functioning of the peen, and the multifunctions of the peen doesn't only have one function, has multiple functions. Anyway, after having said all of that, he hated it. I wish I could show you that. Anyway, let's see this
Yeah,
stream.
let's see this. Show me the Alex.
Stop it!
He's
Stop
making
it!
fun of
Stop
the
understand what you're saying, now, Ashley.
this panel. Not the doozy. Oh, yeah. What's up?
Fast forward.
I want him in the back.
What's up,
Mr.
Mr. Slade?
Yo.
Gonna jump
Yo,
off.
yo,
Ashley.
yo.
Take care,
Hold
dear.
on. Can we just acknowledge that Karen dropped a doozy? I want him in the back.
Poor Maxie, you weird fuck.
I think you have to fast forward.
I want him in the back.
Later.
Hi,
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Slade.
When they put, see, like radio.
Tokyo, come in Tokyo. All right.
You gotta fast
wait,
forward.
Dave, did you use against those vegans again?
Yeah, I was debating a vegan, Moxie, on Ask Yourself Discord server.
You got wrecked?
Good night, Gay Odyssey. We love you, cranky gay uncle.
No, I wasn't wrecked. I usually don't get wrecked. I usually do very well. But he was high, so I don't know where he was taking the conversation. He had good points that he could have pushed, but I think he was just too high, so he didn't push the points properly.
I had to watch it before because like you at least I'm not a very well person that.
Notice the conversation is pretty, it's a nice, relaxing conversation.
The vegan
Wait,
stuff.
you're saying I cannot defeat you?
Well, I
Oh
remember
God,
like, last couple times.
for what you
Because,
just started.
No,
I
I have to go to sleep soon. I need to
Oh,
rest a little bit and go to sleep. I'm just here for a few minutes. We're not going to debate now, but I just wanted to speak slower. So you said you could defeat me or you could not defeat me. That's all I wanted to hear. I just didn't hear properly.
Last time I talked to you about vegan stuff, I mean, you could not beat me. But I feel like
Wait, how do you know? I don't know. How do you know that I cannot beat you?
do I
How
have
do you
to
know?
do I have to make a video of vegans destroying you or something?
Wait, no, you gotta speak slower. What?
Do I have to make a video of vegans destroying you or something?
Of
Okay, so
vegans
what's the
destroying
point
me?
here? Let's get to where Alex joins. I
You
don't
can
know.
make anything.
Or already the debate you. Oh,
I just
So if you're only
has been such an asshole to me. He
sure.
I egoism. I have to.
did was to help Alex with his channel.
I said it many times. I said this many
Bro,
times.
that he's, if he's like out of girls or something like that,
Did was to help Alex, but yeah, I got exposure and I grew my channel, and I because channel.
How are you trying to help his channel? He
Like because you're a slave, you mustn't.
the negative.
They said.
You
No,
said
you're
not.
You're not.
No one would know.
There's no
None
contradiction.
of us would know who you
There's
are.
no You're not contradicting. You're not.
None of us
contradicting
would
anything.
know who you fucking are.
You're not contradicting
had
anything
Alex
I said.
not fucking platformed you in the first
Ah,
place, we wouldn't even know you.
Let's do it.
Thank
Let's do it.
Help me.
You're not contradicting anything I said.
No,
You're
I
not-
am. You
No, you're
said
not.
you helped his platform. No one would
No,
know
I
who
did
the
not.
fuck you
I did
are.
not say that.
Actually,
I
Slave,
did not say that.
Slave,
I'll
think-
repeat. I'll repeat again what I said.
Hold
Everything
on.
I did,
We
I
already
was
heard it,
trying
Slave.
to help
I
his
think
channel.
that you,
No, but
I
you're not.
think you are actually masochistic, okay, and you enjoy the negative attention. You enjoy.
This is after, of course, she knows I texted her multiple times, commented on her comments to please stop abusing me. and she
Well,
keeps.
You see what's Hello,
Yeah.
are you in the channel? Am I hearing Mr. Slave the I don't know which Mr.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you.
The live one?
The
Okay.
live one, yeah.
So what's happening here is you notice how Ashley and Sarah's behavior changed immediately
Yes.
after Alex joined the stream.
Yes.
So this is classic textbook virtue signaling.
Yes.
Right before that, they were completely fine and cordial with you. So that explains their behavior, but go on.
Okay.
Enjoy being degraded because that's why you're literally a
How do you know that?
slave.
How do you know that?
Because you're a slave and you talk about
No, I'm a
Yo,
I'm
that
a slave.
sounded crazy. Nah, the way you said that, it sounded like because you're a slave, you must enjoy people beating you up. That's BDSM and getting actually. I'll say in a toxic environment is very different. It's very different.
So Q2 knows, but Sarah somehow doesn't know that BDSM doesn't mean I like being abused, right? There's no safe words, of course. Once a person is BDSM, you can just slit his throat and he would love it, of course.
Hold on. Alex is not physically like beating down slave, okay? No. Slave
Well, no,
enjoys
it's a toxic environment. He's a lol cow.
Q2,
But
no one would know who the fuck Slave is had Alex not entertained him.
Of course, but then he was also trying to help Alex go to channel by being funny and being entertaining.
No.
It's like, yeah, that was not obvious. Yeah, Q2 figured it out, but no, it's and then Alex, of course, denies it.
So do you have any good faith? You don't believe Mr. Slave by his word?
Q2, hold on. He's being masochistic because he comes back every time. If this was such a problem, he would have never come back after
He just said he was dealing with it for a while, but it came to a point where he didn't want to deal with it anymore.
No,
So
Q2, he's pulling a BBS right now. Woe is me. Everybody look at me.
I'm not even going to say you're wrong. I'm just saying that's how he felt.
In like a couple weeks, Slave will be right back on PWF, like rocking it out like nothing happened. Because he'll miss the attention. I'm telling you, I know what
Mr.
a little
Slave
7-year-old
saying
girl
he denounces
crying for
Alex
attention
is
looks like.
bullshit. That's bullshit, dude.
Anyways, go ahead, Alex.
Alex has given you more exposure than anybody, dude.
You're not contradicting anything I said.
Yeah.
I fundamentally could not disagree more with the premise that Mr. Slave's primary motive was to help me. That sounds like the biggest bunch of horseshit I have ever heard. First of all, initially when Mr. Slave came on, he said his goal was to help Nicole. So I don't know how he was trying to help me and Nicole at the same time.
Yeah, impossible. Everybody knows there's no win-win in this universe. It's always win-lose, yeah.
But then near the end, it was just to help himself. No, I'm not necessarily saying.
So win-win-win. What's the problem?
For Cloud, I don't actually think it was for.
So there is no problem.
That I think is mainly just for his whatever it is that he's got going on.
Wait, let me see what's. I never saw the actual comments. Mr. Slave is good content, but he should have also showed gratitude for the exposure, in my opinion. This is Salty Loris.
His head of his, but yeah, for his own kicks and fucking playing contrarian so that people kind of neg him. But I think mainly it was about attention. He wanted the attention. He was really turned on by the attention, which was why Mr. Slave, I remember one day backstage was like, hey, Alex, why is there not more attention on me? I'm getting so bored. Can you please tell me to
Yeah, I'm getting bored. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stay if it's boring.
Talk about me. So, yeah.
I offered to talk about, I might have offered to talk about me as long as it's not boring. It was just boring. I was ready to kill myself.
Down to attention and saying that it was this altruistic attempt to help me is the biggest pile of horseshit in the world.
Well, no, Mr. Slave just said like 2 minutes ago it was not altruistic. He wanted to help himself while helping you and being entertaining.
Intent of going on Alex's
but he didn't say altruistic. Altruistic. He didn't say that.
It's becoming clear that Mr. Slave is pretty good at twisting.
He didn't twist. What are you guys talking about? He just said it wasn't altruistic. Are you listening to this man or no?
If his primary goal is to help me, that by default
to
will
make
be
it
altruism.
sound like he is winning.
One more time, Alex. My fault.
If his primary goal was to help me, that by default would be altruism.
Not by default. No, I disagree with that. I would say that he wants to help. I didn't think he said one of his main goals. I didn't say. he said primary. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll say that he wanted to help you and help himself. That's those two things could exist at the
Notice I'm right there. They can just ask me, but no one is asking me.
same time, 50-50. And I'm not even going to say I'm not going to debate the percentages.
But Mr. Slave was
that's
no
there.
offense, Mr. Slave, but Mr. Slave was a nobody. None of us knew
That
who
has
the
nothing
fuck.
to.
Right. That's not a contradiction to any
Yeah,
point.
I don't know why she brought that up. It has nothing to do with
Right,
that.
she brought it up because she just wants to say that I was a nobody. That's it. Because just to attack me. For whatever reason. To be nice to Alex, for drama, whatever. Because she herself maybe is a little bit jealous. Who knows?
To do with
Yes,
what
it
we're
does.
talking about.
For him to come on and say that his primary goal of being on Alex's channel was to help him and help the channel grow.
I never said primary or secondary.
That's what he said. That's
There's actually
Yeah,
a way
that would only
this.
work out if
Oh,
like
so you're
Slave
saying?
already had if Slave already had like 100,000 additional viewers to bring to Alex's channel. That could be an argument, but like you don't even have a channel, you're not running anything, you're not doing anything, and you're just coming over and like, yeah, sure. I mean, I help Alex out, but it's
Oh, look at that! Look at that comment. Alive Inside said, Mr. Slave considered Alex a true friend, and Alex admitted he just used Mr. Slave for views. That is diabolical. It's not even that. Fine, use me for views, but at the end, he tried to destroy me because one of the reasons because I was getting too popular. He didn't like it. I was, he doesn't need competition.
thing, and you're just coming over and like, yeah, sure. I mean, I help Alex out, but it's like it's fun and I enjoy it, but I know at the end of the day, it's for me. I mean, end all be all. Like, and
but Mr. Slave and Mr. Slave.
I help Alex, but at the end of the day, it's for me, right? It's called win-win. How is that different than what I'm doing?
Because he is admittedly, he does things admittedly for the self gratification.
And he also does things admittedly to entertain people. Like, you think he really cares about people's dicks? No, he asks that all the time.
No, I
for
think he
entertainment.
really does care about.
No, he doesn't care. He does. He does it for entertainment.
Hold up. Didn't in the last time that Mr. Slave was on my channel, did he say that he does everything for selfish reasons?
That's what I just
For one more time. One more time.
He's amoral, or
Yeah, like,
amoral. And he does everything.
he does
It
for
was
selfish
ego.
reasons. Yeah.
What was it called? Ego something that he called it. Like he specified this.
I forget.
Well, yeah, he can benefit him. He can benefit himself while benefiting you because he feels like a dedicated.
So, like one of these guys, like Carrie Sontag, Mr. Spicoli, he says, Sarah abused Slave, so he busts his nut, lol. It's like, it doesn't matter how many times I explain to people this is just abuse, they keep, making a joke out of it. But he's like, Carrie Sontag, I guess he's just making a joke out of it.
Yeah,
but Sarah,
Mr. Slave, fundamentally, people just don't understand you. That's simply what it is, right? I think.
Yes, I agree. No, that's true. You could say that for Carrie Sontag, not for Sarah. Sarah,
No,
I told her.
I don't think Sarah understands you either. I mean, the way she's emphatically saying, "Oh, you're doing everything for views," she doesn't understand you.
Look, we can go through comments after comment after comment that I'm begging her to stop, and she refuses vehemently to stop. I ask her, please stop abusing me. She says, no, I will not. I will continue.
Yeah, because in her mind, you are playing the crowd for views, that you have malicious reasons. She's wrong about that, but that's the reality in her mind.
A person says to you, stop abusing me. Why in the world would you continue?
In her mind, she thinks that you are virtue signaling, that you're trying to gain the favor of the crowd. Anyway,
a person comes to you in the comment section and says, stop abusing me. Again and again and again and again. And you keep saying, no, I will not. I will continue abusing you.
Yeah, it's wrong. Of course it's wrong. Again, I
What's
don't
it?
think she understands you as a person.
No, look, you're the word understands. If you use that, if you say she doesn't understand me after a discussion in the comments and endless back and forth, please stop abusing. No, I will not. She never says I don't understand. She says no, I will not.
Yeah, because she doesn't care to understand you. It's easier to think of you as a caricature of this, slave who likes being abused. She doesn't want to
Look,
understand you.
I don't know what it means not to want to understand. I don't know what that
She doesn't
means.
want to make an effort to understand you.
It's nothing deep. A person says, "Please stop abusing me." It's nothing deep.
Right. But
It's one step. Just stop abusing me, and she
she would prefer
refuses.
to interpret that
There's
as
no. What are you talking about? There's no room for interpretation. She doesn't even say there's room. She says, "No, I will not. I will continue abusing you." We'll go through her comments after.
yeah, no. I get it. I understand. I'm just saying, right? I'm playing devil's advocate here. That's
Then
the way
stop.
she thinks,
Stop
right?
playing devil's advocate. I mean,
That's Mr. Slave. You cannot think of everything from just your perspective. You have to understand, or at least attempt to understand, what the other person was thinking. Otherwise, you have
a person tells you to stop abusing them, and you continue. I mean, if this was a parent-child relationship and this was documented, they take the child away. Like
I understand and I agree, right? I don't think she understands. Like I said, right?
then
I
I
don't
don't know
think
what
she
I don't
understands
know
you
what
as
the
a
word
person.
understands mean. If you say you don't think she understands, then I don't know. I don't know what you mean by the word understand. She
Look, how
said
many
no.
times
She
have you
didn't
heard?
say I don't understand.
Listen to
But
this.
it's a different discussion.
Slave,
Right now,
slave. Listen to
let's
this.
go to
Listen to this.
Alex.
Listen to this. Stop abusing me versus stop abusing me.
No. It was
Tonality is
very
everything.
clear. No, I asked Ashley to speak to Sarah, and Ashley came back and said she wouldn't stop, and again she wouldn't stop. She said literally no. So
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe she's a psychopath then. I have no idea. Okay, so let's
let's
go
continue.
Well, yeah, he can benefit him. He can benefit himself while benefiting you because he feels like a debt of gratitude. I think
But
like
now he's trying to say that he only comes on to Alex's channel to help him out. That's what he just said.
you said only. You said only. That's not what he said. He didn't say only.
His main
Kuta is doing a good job in the defense.
goal was to help out.
He's very smart. I mean, we barely spoke, and he knows exactly how to defeat their arguments. So I don't actually at this point I don't need to speak. He's doing a good job defending me.
You can either primarily go on someone's channel to help them, or
And Carrie Sontag, Slave is the ultimate attention whore. This guy was on my channel, like talking to me like a best friend. That's what he's got to say. Terrible.
He's just joking.
Look. Then I don't know what the word joking means.
Mr. Slave, you cannot take anything you have to take the internet with a grain of salt, okay? Even I don't nothing I say makes sense. You know this. When I'm typing in Alex's channel, I say a bunch of bullshit. And then when I'm on your channel or whoever else's, I'll just say a bunch of bullshit and none of it will make sense because it's just entertainment, right? You don't know who's like most people when they're typing comments like this, they're not malicious. They're not like this guy is not saying, "Oh, Slave is an attention whore," and this guy is such a bad person. He's probably just casually typing, "Oh man, look at this guy! He's the ultimate attention whore." It's not a malicious.
How can I find But let's take him at face value. How can I be an attention whore and I'm not even speaking?
Okay. They're not talking about your immediate speaking engagement here, right? I think he's trying to describe you in general, right? Based on your past appearances in PWF. Look, the whole point is I think you're taking the internet way too seriously, Mr. Slave. I don't think anyone is trying to bring you down. I don't think anyone's, keeping awake at night thinking about you and, dreaming about stabbing you.
You speak like a person from 1999, before the internet. The internet is the
What do you
most
mean?
dangerous jungle ever. People get their lives destroyed every day on the internet.
Right, but that's why you intentionally have not disclosed your identity, just like I have
That's
not.
not that's not even the reason. That's a happenstance. That was not the reason. If I knew that it would end up like this, of course I would not. But that was not the reason. The reason was because because of shame of BDSM, not because I don't care if they expose me as BDSM. I care at this point if they mm, if they present false allegations, or if they promote false allegations against me, and I get falsely accused in the court of public opinion,
How
and
would you get
then
falsely accused when nobody knows your identity?
right, I'm saying that's not the reason I'm wearing a mask. I never thought in a million years I would end up in this situation.
Okay, whatever. Okay, let's just say that is. I still maintain my point that you say, Mr. Slave, that you're old. I don't know how old you are. Look, the internet is full of trolls. Okay, most people don't mean what they say, and if they do mean what they say, it's in
But
jest.
that's like saying, there was a guy joking, he picked up the gun joking, and shot the other guy dead joking. It
No,
was
that is a
just
complete straw man. That is a physical activity that results in a crime that results in murder, the loss of human life.
no, but he was joking. He was joking.
No, that's a complete straw man. There is no that's not a joke. That is a physical crime.
Fine, but he was joking. He could say I was that's his defense. I was just joking.
No. See, nobody here is trying to defend themselves.
Look,
Nobody here is trying
you can play with a gun. You can play with a gun and kill someone accidentally, but that's like you were playing with a loaded gun. But he was joking. That's
No.
his defense. It was just a joke. It was unintentional. Like it wasn't out of malice. So you could say your point is that there's no malice. Like
There is
Carrie
that's
Sontag has no malice.
exactly that's my point. There is no
Right.
malice.
So people. Right. Fine. So people are being killed left and right without malice. Yeah. That's the problem with mobs. Look, when the girls were screeching at the witch, did they have malice? No, they were just playing along. Each girl was playing along. They were all playing along. Everybody was playing along. No one had malice. No one had
No, that is a
malice.
complete strong. That is a complete different situation and a
Well,
different.
except for the guy that led the actual witch trial.
No,
Yeah,
that's a
the witch
complete different
hunt.
situation. It's not even a comparable analogy. In that specific case, right? There's social pressure to do things that they don't, these
Right. Fine.
actions that they don't want to do.
Fine. Fine.
This is
Fine. 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 I understand. I understand
internet
this.
is a
I
100%
understand. I understand.
anonymous place unless you dox
I
yourself.
understand. All right, let's continue. We're not disagreeing on anything. Let's continue.
Primarily go on to help yourself. The word is primarily, right? Here's
Okay.
the term, I believe. I jumped in kind of.
So this has nothing to do with pedophilia, and they're having such a huge discussion about the concept of win-win, as if I'm the first person in the universe to offer a win-win-win scenario. A win-win-win.
Yeah, no, I think this is a stupid and trivial conversation.
It's not stupid. This is hatred. This is hatred. This is on Ashley's stream. She has 10, 20 people watching max. This is insignificant. Yet he's coming here and hating on me. He hates me. That's it. I came to help him, and I was his most requested guest always since the beginning.
Yeah, no, I understand. Right? Look, I'm not trying to say what he did was
No,
right.
this is look. There's nothing. There's no other word. This is hatred. This is jealousy.
It might be jealousy, sure. That
Fine.
I don't contend with. What I'm saying, Mr. Slave, is this guy is not staying up at night.
But notice, this has nothing to do with pedophilia. So he has. So pedophilia is just tangential. Pedophilia is just another bullet
I
in.
agree with that.
He
That's what I
has multiple bullets that he wants to fire at me. Pedophilia is just one of the bullets. It's not even the latest one. Let's continue.
I understand.
And Alex,
I agree with that.
Let's continue.
He said something different earlier. Is he
Okay.
was on primarily to help me. That was the claim, right? Which is extremely contradictory to the claim he made last time on my stream, which is that he does everything for selfish reasons. It can't be both. It has to be one or the other. They're mutually
Very fair. So he has to address that contradiction. Then I would just say that.
Well, you can ask me. I'm right there.
In his goal of helping himself, he wanted to help you as well because he felt a debt. He felt a debt, and he felt he wants to repay it. That's what I would say.
That's a pretty good explanation. It's not exactly, but fine.
To be fair,
I mean, I want to help myself, so I'm going to help Alex, and then Alex will help me. I mean, I'm very selfish, so I'm going to help Donald Trump win the election. Yeah, and Donald Trump is never. He's going to completely forget about it. I'm never going to be repaid for it. Yeah, sure. Anytime you help a high-profile person, of course, there's you get paid for it one way or the other. Just the attention that you get is the payment. So of course I can be an egoist and help someone. I can be an egoist and contribute money because they put my name on a billboard. It's actually it's one of the most economical ways to do publicity.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Okay.
But it's as if he's pretending, right? He's acting. This is a complete act. Why would he act this way when he knows that this is complete fabrication? Why is he doing it? There's no audience. This is 10 people on this stream. There's no one here.
Because I genuinely think that he doesn't think that you were trying to help him. I don't think
you're out of your mind. You're literally out of your mind.
I don't think he believes that. He in his mind.
Look, at least he says there is a contradiction, and I'm right there. He's not even asking me.
What's
you should say, Mr. Slave, Mr. Slave. I'm right there. Why isn't he asking me?
I have no idea. That
and sooner or later they're going to kick me out. They're not going to even let me talk. Why did they kick me out?
Who kicked you out? Was it Ashley?
Yeah, it's her channel.
It's Ashley. It wasn't Alex who kicked you out.
He
right?
should have told her, "Don't kick him out. I want to ask him questions." He could have asked her. I was waiting in the background for like a good 10, 20 minutes.
Right, but it was Ashley that kicked you out.
But he could have asked her, "Wait, I have questions. I want to ask him." He could have said it.
He could have done a lot of things. He could have said
no. He could have said that. You see, he wasn't in. He didn't want to, and she kicked me out because they don't want to hear a rebuttal. They just want to make fake accusations. It's all fake. It's complete act. They're all on an act. This is an act. This is pretend. They're pretending. They actually don't really hate me. They're pretending to hate me. I mean, Alex really hates me, but they're playing along with his hatred. But they're pretending that it has to do with the fact that, yeah, I'm contradicting myself. I actually don't want to. Yeah, I'm the first person in the universe that helps a high profile person and gets helped automatically because because automatically I get attention. Yeah, this never happened before. And this doesn't make any sense unless you say, okay, the guy hates me. The guy is pretending not to hate me. He's abusive. This is abuse. This is exactly how abuse goes. Let's continue.
is I think the issue might be here is that
And then this guy, Ganchel, I don't know. He's like he has no idea what's going on. He just showed up. I've never seen him before. He has no idea. So I'm just gonna skip what he has to say.
Mr. Slave might becomes like a lot. Is not good at network. He might have a lot to be
different points right there.
you
Yes,
have to
for
work
sure, 100%.
you old to be like number one.
Yes,
you have to
for
work
sure,
with other
100%.
people.
Well, that's a whole different point right there.
No, all I'm saying, all I'm saying is that like he basically, all right. So yes, he would want the
Are you
attention on
trying to
himself.
like fill into Mr. Slave's shoes?
Look at this. Alex is attacking Q2 for being my attorney. Alex because Q2 is always like an SJW, but a good SJW, and he's trying to defend me because he is a legit like friend, and he feels that I'm being wronged. And Alex is coming after him. He's not responding to the claims. He's responding to the body of Q2. Q2, are you trying to? Q2, are you trying? Not. Let's respond to Q2's argument. No. Q2, are you trying to fill Mr. Slave's shoes? Meaning, do you want to draw fire? Let's hear it again.
He basically, all right. So yes, he would want the
Are you
attention on
trying to
himself.
like fill into Mr. Slave's shoes? I see you kind of like slowly morphing into him over time.
What do you?
Which is it's basically a threat because he's gonna end up like me. So
no, you're reading way too much into it. He does the same thing to everybody. So let's say that, for example, Miss Alex doesn't agree with looks for L, right? I don't know him personally or whatever, but he doesn't agree with any of his philosophies. Now, if I come onto his stream and they're having an argument, and then I say, "Oh no, I agree with looks for L," you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna be like, are you a stupid black pillar? Blah 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 blah. He does that to everybody. He dogpiles. You can call it bullying, dogpiling, whatever you want. Okay, I mean, I agree with the idea that he's a bully.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you're bringing up you're making up evidence, so I'm just gonna strike it out. Look,
that's not made up. He does that to everyone. Look at every video. Look at the video tonight. That's not made up evidence. Why don't you go to the PWF live stream that just happened?
Okay, fine.
Go to it.
Okay, then fine. Look, no, fine.
No.
Alex is no, fine. Alex is a bully. I'll take that. That's good enough.
Right? He's a bully. He dogpiles onto his opposition.
Fine.
Right?
Fine.
It's
So
not a personal vendetta against Mr. Slave.
I'm not saying.
No, that is what you're saying. That's exactly what your claim was, that he hates you.
No. He is. Yeah, I mean,
that was your claim this entire time, Mr. Slave. He doesn't hate you.
He hates me, and he's a bully. So compared to Q2, I am taking a lot more fire. I am taking a lot more heat from Alex than anyone else ever. Maybe except for that flat earther. I mean, he came after that flat earther. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Alex is a complete bully. Alex is like a 4-year-old kid that's being abused at home, that shows up to the playground and just kicks the puppy to death. I mean, you can tell this guy is completely warped. I mean, this guy is half baked. This guy's mind is, I mean, it's in shambles. He's on TRT because otherwise
he was 135 pounds. He never had the ability to naturally put on muscle, and then he essentially fried his balls and went on TRT. Look, it was for self-images, right? I mean, to improve his self-image.
No, but the point is, the guy is a loser by every metric.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
I'm not judging him. Honestly, I'm not attacking him. I honestly, he helped me a lot. I learned a lot from him. It was good time. It was good times. It was bad times. It's all cool. Wait 1 second. The point.
The point is that, is he a bully? Yeah, probably, right? This is how he acts to anyone.
Fine. My father was also a bully, but I was the closest one to him, so I took in 1,000,000 times more fire than anyone else in the world combined.
Okay, exactly. And in the same sense, right, you essentially talked back, right, making that parallel to Alex, probably more than most, if not anyone who participates in his streams. And, as he does to everyone who talks back to him, he tries to dominate them. He tries to dogpile on them. He tries to completely overwash their opinion and their thought with overwhelming force, right? And, he'll recruit allies to do that if need be. But what I'm saying is, that's not some individual hatred towards you. It's just the way he acts towards that situation. Look,
Fine.
Let me give you an example. So Ganstar.
No, but
no. Let me
wait
finish.
a minute.
Wait. Let me finish this example.
No. You can finish. You can finish after. Let me interject.
Wait. Just let me finish this. So
not Ganstar again, please. Not Ganstar
No.
again.
Why do you think he doesn't simply ban Ganstar? Right? Ganstar is someone who's been harassing him for months. He's made videos on Alex. The easy solution would be to just ban Ganstar. Why hasn't he done that? Why? Because he doesn't want to just ban him. He wants Ganstar to be on his stream and he wants to completely overwhelm him. It's the same thing.
I'm not. Okay, listen. Fine, but the point is that I was, I guess, the closest one to Alex. I was, as he said, the most requested guest, so I was the closest, and as such, a bully will attack whoever is the closest.
Sure.
That's it. So I took the most heat. So the whole thing is just Alex is a bully, and
sure.
Look, but so when a bully attacks someone, I call it hatred. He hates him. If that's not hatred, then I don't know what is hatred. And there is no hatred in the universe. And the universe is, there is no hatred.
Okay, well, maybe this is just semantics. What I'm saying is that he doesn't have any individual hatred towards you. It's intrinsic.
Yeah, it's just, we don't disagree. It's just semantics. Fine.
Just semantics.
Let's continue.
What are you talking about?
You're doing like the weird contrarian thing that Mr. Slave always does.
There, he attacks my lawyer.
I'm talking about.
You're doing.
Q2 is hung like a giraffe.
Doing like the weird contrarian thing that Mr. Slave always does.
I've talked to him for like 2 or 3 hours. Like,
you're gonna be asking me to define simple words for you.
All right, look, I gotta go to sleep, but
okay, maybe I don't know, but I'm saying all I'm saying is that I talked to him for 2 hours about this. He's saying everything. I guess it is a bunch of semantics and shit like that. You have to get through it, but I understand where he's coming from because I talked with him for, like I said, 2 hours before, and then, like, I'll say that he does do things that are what you would call good. But he's ultimately thinks it's to benefit himself and society, which I don't think is necessary.
No, not society, just myself. Society is incidental. I want to help myself.
Necessarily amoral. I just think it's a different thing, but he doesn't like to use that word more.
Amoral just means there's no objective morality. And subjective morality is just preference, just like preferring vanilla. And since I'm a human robot, I'm a biological robot, it's not morality. So there is no morality. So I'm amoral. And all that stuff is egoism. I just take care of myself. But in the long run, I need to help others so they will help me. We need to be a society. We help each other. But ultimately, I want to help myself.
Moral or whatever. So whatever.
So I'm helping Alex because that helps me, obviously. I help a puppy because it feels good to help a puppy. Wait, somebody's here. Oh, wait, you dropped off?
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, so what I was gonna say is I have to sleep. It is late. But look, my whole point was don't lose sleep over this. You know, he doesn't have a personal vendetta.
I'm not losing sleep. What are you talking about?
I know. Just hear me out.
No, but I used to lose sleep. Since I left Alex behind and never looked back, my life is a million times happier.
Good. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to convey, right? Is that this is the way he is. This is the way he acts towards anyone who essentially disagrees with him. So, don't take it personally. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing better and you have your own thing going on. So that's it. Anyway, I got to go to sleep. So it was a good chatting.
Please come. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m.
All right, take it easy.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I'm going to hang up. Bye.